Hello guys, it's your Pontiff. How are you today? I'm just trying some new technology today. So let me know how you find this new headset. I'm just experimenting. Blue Shirt Buddha, $2. It's Wednesday night live with the Pontiff. Blue Shirt, I love you. You're a great guy. A really, really great guy. And I so wish we could discuss submariners. Quick wristwatch check. I'm wearing the Rolex Submariner. Rolex! Rolex, $2. Cheers to the Pontiff. Thank you, Rolex. Thank you. Thank you so much. And of course, we've got Frozen Yukina, $2. Donation for Pontiff. Ads alone don't pay the bills. So guys, what can I say today? What's going on today? Well, let me tell you what. I didn't want to make the video. I really didn't want to make the video. And I did. Let me explain. We're of course talking about everybody's favorite marketing genius. That's correct. It's the marketing genius. Everyone's favorite marketing genius. And I gotta tell you, man, it's yeah, I don't know what to say here. What do you think? How to win friends and influence people. Very interesting indeed there. Our good boy is a complete twaddle. Why would you do this? I don't owe you. Thank you, Jamie. Jamie, thank you for reporting the headset. Yes. I don't owe you a fucking thing. No? What the hell? I don't charge you to watch the videos that cost me $500,000 in 2021 to make. What the hell is this, dude? What the hell is your expenses? I mean, I just don't get it. I don't get this stuff. What the hell is going on, man? You know, marketing genius is one thing. Shit, he's a prima donna and a half. That's for sure. A bit of a prima donna. prima donna. It's I got to be totally honest with you. It's pretty pretty bad there. I don't quite know what to say. It is just vicious. It's mean. I don't know what to say there. I have reached out to JJ, by the way. I've asked him to come on the stream. We will see. Bear's trying his best. We're getting it all ready there. I'm just posting some links. Guys, if you're a crew member, come on and let's discuss what the situation is there. I gotta tell you, the green room, how is my green room going? I've got some wonderful guys there. My good friend Timepiece Fund. Actually, he's really cool. Timepiece Fund is really cool. I don't know what's going on with that guy, man. He's got some problems. Yeah, he's got some problems. It's kind of sad to see, but I gotta tell you, the YouTube crowd there, it is vicious. It's extremely vicious. And I've been doing Tommy, my good friend Tommy. I got to tell you, Tommy's a great guy. Tommy's great. He's not a stalker. I haven't found him to be a stalker. Somebody said to me, Tommy's a stalker. I found him to be pretty damn good. I don't mind him at all. I kind of don't mind him at all. I got to tell you, at least we know Birdman's got a few friends now. I tell you what, that's a relief. I'm really happy he's found people of his own ilk to mix with. So I feel job done, job completed. So, guys, what can I say there? I don't think this is the way to run a business. I don't think it's the way to run a business. Jamie's in the comments there. Hello, Jamie. You're welcome on anytime you want. Kypermite Frog, $2. Estrogen levels too high. I don't understand it. Customers, you spend $500,000 building a following, and then you blow it with a lousy post. I don't get it. I don't get it. I've seen some stupidity in my time. Here we go. Ken Fresno, $5. Arch, the mic is a tiny bit over-modulated. What the hell does... Green Room. Green Room is on here. Let's get Green Room. Hello, Green Room. How are you?
Hello, Archie.
Hey.
How are you?
Hey, man. It's great to see you. How is this new mic? I'm just trying a different thing at the moment.
Yeah, it's, look, I don't think it's quite as good as your previous one, but it's not bad at all, though. It's just slightly not as good.
Okay. No, that's cool. That's what I expect. It's just a cheapie. Speaking of... We got the bear in the house tonight. What's happening? Bear, what the hell? Hey. Bear, 2 nights in a row. What's going on, Bear?
I'm enjoying.
When are you launching your own live stream channel?
I'll try to steal as many leads as I can.
The leads!
And then we'll see about it.
Hey!
There's a good money in it.
And we've got Timely. Timely's a great guy to have. How do you find this microphone? Bear, how do you find this? It's not as good as the other microphone. I just want to ask you.
Now that I have the headphones on, I can hear you clearly. I don't know. There was somebody was complaining that it's kind of bad crackling sound. I don't know.
I'm getting when you're hitting your peak in volume, I'm getting minor crackling, but you're louder than everyone else that's on the stream. But I mean, you're the boss. You should be louder than everyone else.
You should be the loudest, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Guys, what did you think, Ken Fresno? Thank you, Ken. What did you think of this press release Timepiece gentleman put out?
You asking me?
Yeah, what the hell is he doing?
Well, I'm gonna say I think it's a perfect example of anti-marketing. It is basically anti-marketing genius. I don't know what was he thinking here. To piss off the few remaining people that actually like him and respect him. On the other hand, I kind of like telling community to fuck off.
Yeah,
You know?
I'm just gonna try something.
But I don't make
Oh
a
no,
living. I don't make a living on YouTube. So it's a very
no.
different how he should approach it. I watched your video about it, and I think you
Yeah.
give him actually great advice.
Yep.
You perfectly explain how you would have handled this same situation.
Yeah, I gotta be honest with you, Bear. If he spends $500,000, I think that's probably a bit of a stretch, but
Yeah, that was crazy. Come on, man. Half a
A lot of
million
carpet.
dollars on YouTube. Now, mind you, he has a full-time videographer, full-time editor. I'm sure he claims the money they spend eating and partying as a part of that. So who
the
knows, man?
Lamborghini, maybe the
Yeah, you know.
Lambo that was bought
So,
for the videos.
I guess so. I guess so.
Yeah, there you were, Bear. Yesterday, you were criticizing me for claiming the flowers as a tax deduction, and he's quite okay to put down Lamborghini, Ferrari, Nick and Sam's every night of the week.
Exactly. Exactly. By the way, good
Yeah.
evening, Green Room. Good morning to you.
Good morning. How are you, Bear? What's going on?
Doing good, sir.
Look,
Thank you.
I got to tell you, that is just the most stupid thing I've seen. If you're spending such time building up this market, why do you want to just blow it away? You know, like it's like Coca-Cola, that they spend all this money sponsoring the Super Bowl, then they make an ad say, you know what, you're fucking whiny, fuck off. You think, what? What did you just do?
We've
But
had
deep
this
inside,
discussion.
Arch. Yeah.
Sorry,
go
go.
ahead.
Bear.
No, you go ahead.
We've had this discussion before. Yeah, not us, you and I, but on the channel. When things are going really, really well with you, you tend to sort of try and light them on fire sometimes. Yeah, maybe he's doing the same tactic. Maybe he's taking your shtick.
No, I think he got pissed off. I really do.
Yeah.
I think he just got pissed off and said, fuck them. I'm going to put this
Probably.
out. Tell them, I don't need you. I got the business. I don't care. And deep inside, I know, Archie, you kind of like that. Telling the
we are
fucking
talking about it.
community to fuck off is such a nice feel.
Yeah, okay, I get what you're saying, Bear. I get what you're
I mean,
saying.
come on, man. People are there is, and one thing he did with this, he woke up trolls, and they're going to be blasting him. Yeah.
One thing that they don't have in common, Archie and Timepiece, is when Archie's wrong, he's prepared to eat the shit sandwich. When the other one's wrong,
Well, if
he'll just
fundraiser,
nibble around the edges a bit.
If we raise enough money to eat shit sandwich, okay, that's what we are actually trying to work on.
We were doing that yesterday, right? Filling the jar, but
Yeah.
the other one, whenever he has to eat that shit sandwich in front of a wide community, he tends to just nibble around the edges and say that, nah, well, it is what it is. I don't apologise to anyone. That's what I got out of all the interviews and everything over time. So, and I'm just a regular punter, yeah.
Yeah.
And the apology video too.
Archie also never claimed to be a marketing genius.
No. That's...
So it's kind of contradicting,
That
right?
points to be.
Bear, I gotta tell you, I don't know what to say. How could look? Hopefully, I hope it gets all better. I think he's having a bad day, and with the way he spends money, I can understand how it could be a bad day like that. That's a very competitive market to be in. Those Rolexes, those top-end douchebag Rolexes, they're bloody fickle. It's a very fickle market. And he was also... Sorry, green
I'm
room.
just gonna come out and say I think you should switch back to your old microphone setup because
Okay.
your voice
Yeah,
it's very
probably.
like you tend to be loud, and when the loudness gets distorted, so it kind of hurts a little
It's
bit.
cracking, cracking a little bit.
Cracking, yeah.
Yeah, my ears are starting to go numb. They haven't started bleeding yet. They're just going numb at the moment.
For me, that usually happens after the 1 hour mark, so it's just happening too early.
I know that you, Arch, you don't really follow his channel, and you are probably just kind of looking at certain spots and clips that people
Yeah.
send you. But if you look at him, his personality, right? He doesn't have a lot of sense of humor. He's not very like he's a very rigid, very he lacks flexibility. He's kind of like this, you know. Like you have Nico, who is very funny and he has a charm, and you got Roman, who thinks he's funny at least, and loves to hear himself talking, and then you got this guy who is just very rigid, very formal, very limited in his knowledge, and driven by succeeding. And then he does too much, he gets overextended, he wants to shine, and he fails. And then people kind of complain or comment on that. And because of his lack of humor and lack of flexibility, rigid as he is, he fucking explodes. But he doesn't explode like Archie explodes. He explodes by putting a statement which is completely going against everything he has done. That's the way I see it.
Guys, I gotta tell you, for some reason, let me just explain to you the problem with using
You have a
Windows
super
95. Sorry, Pendulum,
what?
here we go. Pendulum, $2. The Pontiff and Bear is priceless. Thank you so much, Pendulum.
Thank you, Pendulum.
Bear,
Using what? Windows what?
95. Problem with
95.
I'm using Windows 7, okay? I'm using Windows 7 Professional.
There we go. Thank you.
The problem is that with my mic, when I overload the computer doing something, it actually sounds like Darth Vader when I plug this in. So instead of solving the technical problem, I grabbed my son's $5 headset and thought, let's see how this goes as a stand-in. Do you understand? So what happens is this bloody expensive rig, for some reason, when I overload my computer, I'll show you how it sounds. Have a listen to this, okay? Okay?
Sound warning.
Should I turn my volume down again?
Hello, how are you?
Oh, you sound
Oh
like
my
you're
goodness.
a mile away.
Hello?
Yeah, it's very low and
Yeah.
very far away.
Distant.
I'm just going to change this audio.
Okay. How do I sound now?
Like a munchkin.
Hello? Hello? How do I sound now?
Munchkin,
Hello?
munchkin.
Hello? What the hell? Why does it do that?
I have no idea.
Imagine you sound like a chipmunk got one of his
I know!
caught
I know!
Archie, sing We're Up to See the Wizard, the wonderful Wizard of Oz.
Yes.
1, 2, 3.
The wonderful wizard, off to see the wizard! The wonderful Wizard of Oz! Off to see the wizard! That son of a bitch streams himself now.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's okay.
Oh, there you go.
Everybody's fucking streaming now. This is a new world. We're gonna have like 20 live streams at the same time. It's just ridiculous.
If anyone wants to hear Archie sing the Chipmunks' greatest hits, you name the song and he'll do it for $20.
There you go.
New source of revenue.
Nothing, Archie.
We can't
Nobody
hear you.
can hear. No,
Muted.
it's mute.
How does that sound now? How does that sound?
So far the best, but
Is that better?
yeah.
Okay, so
You can turn
I'm
your
gonna
gain
take-
up a little bit.
Yep. I can turn the gain up a little bit. I can do that. Audio, the gain. It's automatically adjust. Echo cancellation. Stereo. Forget that. Okay, there we go.
You're getting better. You're getting better. It's
Perfect.
getting better and better.
Is that? How's that?
I
That's
like it.
happened
It
today.
sounds good. It sounds good.
So that's using the microphone on my webcam.
Oh, okay.
So this
Just
one,
use that.
the Darth. No. This is the best one, but
Oh,
anyhow,
the Hermes headphones.
they're a bit tight because they're made for kids. You know, I bought them in the discount bin. They were just cheap. You
Yeah,
know,
They're good for
yeah.
the first hour, and then blood flow starts to get cut off.
exactly. Now we've got another super chat here. Look at this. Super chats are coming in. Anthony Farrer's ego, $2. I'm bigger than Archie's man boobs.
Green room, just quickly with the super chats today. I'm doing work here at the moment, so I'm not going to be able to.
Oh, okay.
I can't have a couple
I'll
of
take care of
computers
it.
set up.
Yeah, that's
If you
okay,
wanna look
man.
after
You
that for
just, if
Arch.
you need to cut out, you just go and do that.
Yeah, all good.
I want to
processing
say,
stuff
did
like
you
that.
notice that Roman is actually in love with his own voice? Did you notice
course.
that as well?
Yeah, he loves hearing himself. You know, you get into these live streams with him, and nobody can get a chance to talk. It's basically Roman going on and on. But he's okay, man. He's got serious business, and he's got some real knowledge, you know, like from all of them, quite most impressive knowledge that I've seen. He even touches on the vintage pieces. He's been in the business long time. So I respect him, no question about it.
Have you ever bought from him?
No.
Okay.
I never bought from US because the taxes and duty would kill me.
Tell me this. What
The only
hell
time
is...
I bought watch from outside of Canada was from Japan. I
Mhm.
bought the Explorer 2, and I have to
Yes.
say it was amazing how they take care of everything. It had receipt. It had every piece was kept in a perfect condition. It was just a beautiful watch. That's the one that Cat Clooney got. The Polar 40 millimeter.
Super chat.
But obviously, Malik Diamond, Archie, you were talking about trying Grand Seiko. Can we pull up, discuss, and see what you'd like to try? Hello, Bear. Hello, Bear.
Malik. Hello, sir. How are you?
Actually, I tell you what, guys, why don't we go to the land of the rising sun? Let's go to the land of the rising sun.
Just before we do that, I was just going to ask: when you say your PC's overloaded, do you mean like you've got multiple audio recordings or microphones enabled at once?
No, for some reason, when I do too much, like I have a few too many windows open, then it goes into that Darth Vader mode, and then for some reason it'll slide out of Darth Vader mode. I don't know why.
That's the technical term. If you call gigs to you or someone like that, yeah, you tell them it's in Darth Vader mode and they can fix it.
Well, yeah, it's, I don't know why. I don't understand it. I think it could be something to do with Windows 7. I think I might need to go to Windows 11. What's the current Windows?
Did this start happening recently?
No, it's done it a few times to me.
I don't know. I stopped using Windows a while ago. I'm on Apple Mac. I changed over. Yeah,
is it better?
Well, it doesn't freeze up. All my programs run. Nothing freezes. I can still use Microsoft products on this. I've got Excel and everything still.
Yeah. Look, it's not a super chat, but Stevie C says, update your computer hardware and you can claim it on tax.
For the business.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Yeah, actually,
I know.
of
It's a 100% write-off, actually. He says 100% right. I will do that. Tim,
that's not normal.
Tim
to have
S,
that problem.
$2 is 220,000 in 9 months not enough to buy a new PC? Here we go.
It's a good question. By the way, aren't you some kind of IT specialist? I'm actually not being provocative and sarcastic. I mean, wasn't that your profession?
That's why I was fired, see, Bear?
We heard a rumor.
That's why I'm no longer doing that, Bear. If you're not very good at it, you get the sack, especially...
I don't think you were not good in it. Maybe you just did not keep up with the industry. But is that why, or what's the reason? I'm actually curious.
No, look, Bear. The truth is, no, I was in. No. the corporate scene is different to the look. I got to be honest with you. I've been doing this 7 years full-time YouTube. I went full-time.
Yeah.
And, you know, Bear, I kind of been concentrating just on making second-rate content.
Well, on that note, why don't we take a look at the Grand Seiko that you are craving?
Now, I was actually going to show you something. Let's have a look. I want to have a look at this site because just out of interest, I've got to make a full disclosure. I always have a look at the other channels just to see what they do. Austin does a lot of, he brings up Japanese sites. Now, I don't need to be in Japan myself to also look up Japanese sites. Rocco 10. What's Rocco 10? Sorry, what's that?
That's the weird Japanese website he looks at watches.
Oh, I thought he's talking Super Chat. Fucking
confused. Oh, yeah. I show you where I bought some stuff from. I show you what I've bought.
Just going back to your computer skills for a second, if you can run everything modern on Windows 95, I beg to differ. He's got computer skills, right?
Windows 95 doesn't even support USB. Did you know that?
Oh, well.
No, I did not know that.
I think there's an update that allows it to work, but the original, it's so long ago, Bear, you know. I think the problem is, Bear, these computers, they really annoying, you know, computers are very annoying. Like there's a layer of technology. When you use an older operating system, stuff doesn't work as smoothly. Like I hate Windows. What's the current Windows, boys? 12, is it? Windows 12?
I don't know. What am I running here at work?
What confuses me in this whole thing also is considering your remarkable editing on the videos. I don't know how do you achieve this with outdated software.
Oh, I use editing software, but
I mean it shows. It's your editing is
Windows
the best in the business.
Work-wise, I'm running Windows 10.
Windows 10, yeah, that's a corporate. Look, I gotta tell you,
I don't know what
Yeah, I gotta say, look, Bear. I gotta say this, Bear. These computers can give you the shits at times, you know. You know that?
Of course, especially for someone who actually depends on them to do the work, to do the business.
Yeah, I suppose. No, you're right. You're right, Bear. You're 100% right. I've just been. Now, let me get this up. I want to show you this screen. Okay, here we go. Share screen. Share screen. Stop share. Here we go. Share screen. Gonna pull this up now for you, Bear. This is a store that I've actually bought a bit from. They're typical Japanese E-Lady.
Oh, yeah. I'm familiar with that. They have it on eBay. They have it their own website. They actually have some good pricing, you know.
It's okay. Sometimes it's not as good as I'm not that convinced, okay? I'm not that convinced, okay? I think they're typical Japanese. The problem, any of these Japanese people here, they'll always put the full price on there, so you pay all the taxes, by the way, there. And they sell all sorts of stuff. E-Lady is kind of like a trading platform. Let's go and have a look. Brands, we're going to look at, we go for watches. See, they got 4,000 watches listed on this site, Bear.
I wonder if that's actual inventory or they source it from various other dealers out there,
now,
like a third-party type of thing?
No, they are a trading platform, so other sellers can list on their site.
I see.
And they have a different stock code. If its stock code is different. So let's have a look. If we look for Seiko, we really want Grand Seiko. That's what we want.
You actually purchased watches from here, right? You have personal experience with them.
I have, and often they don't have papers. That's the only problem, Bear. No papers. Here we go. Here's Seiko. Let's have a look here. Let's put it from lowest to high. Low to high or high to low, Bear? What do you reckon?
High to low always. Come on. We don't want to look at the shitters.
You don't want to look at the shitters. Look at this, Bear. They've got the Grand Seiko. Would you pay? This is all in US dollars, by the way. 18,000.
No, my cutoff for the Seiko is a 10,000 Canadian.
Okay, so this is all in US dollars. Now the thing is, Bear, they do give a discount. There is a code. They got a pumpkin sale at the moment,
Mm-hmm.
and you get 12% off.
Mm-hmm.
I got to tell you that gold Seiko, that looks very old, antiquated sort of Grand Seiko.
Yeah,
There.
that's something like Craig Ship has something of that nature. Old man watch.
Yeah, it's a high beat, but it's got that kind of like a bark finish. You know, the tapped kind of finish there. I think that's expensive. 9,000. Sorry.
I was just going to say the case and everything sort of reminds me of the old C-shaped constellation from the 70s, the Omega.
Yeah, I can see
it's
that.
very similar, except obviously the dial.
Let's have a look at something I'd like here. Here we go. Oh, that's titanium. A Grand Seiko spring drive, 5,000 US. Box. That's not.
Okay, this is something you see. I know what you're gonna say. You don't like the power reserve on the dial, right?
Actually, I don't like titanium. I don't mind the power reserve.
I see. Is this a snowflake? No.
No. It's a spring drive. But what do you think?
I would not.
5,000 US. Geez. I'm not a big fan of that. Let's have a look. Let's keep shopping. See, we go down lower. Okay. This is what I like. How about this here? I like this GMT function. Look at this.
Actually, that's kind of...
What do you think of that? Grand. It's a blue. It comes off as a black, but it's a dark blue dial.
Which automatic. You like? Blue is your favorite color.
Yeah,
anyway?
I like blue papers, box papers, 4,500.
You don't have
What's the case size again?
Oh, you do have a GMT, actually.
It's 39 mils.
Nice size.
Yeah, look at the back butt. Do you like that?
I'm not a fan of that.
Oh, gee, I don't like that at all.
Looks like a A-blade or whatever.
It's so Tag Heuerisch. It's so...
like a Tag Formula 1.
Yeah.
Yeah, see, they ruined it.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got that Japanesey sort of feel to it, you know. That's Japanese trying to be innovative. That's what's wrong with Seiko. When they try and be innovative, you guys... What about this? A titanium diver. Look at this. Grand Seiko spring drive, 200-meter diver. What do you think of that? 4.6. Box papers, look.
How much?
4.6 US. You can get 10%, 12% off pumpkin sale.
I find those divers too big and too thick.
I get it has the spring drive, but it reminds me of like a Seiko Prospects.
Yeah.
Dive watch where you can pick one up for $500, right?
Not any longer, but that's how it should be.
Oh well.
Yeah.
I think the clasp is a bit tinny as well. Do you like that clasp?
God, no. Not at all. Not at all.
Okay, so let's keep looking. Next page. So we want to spend less. We don't want to spend a lot of money, okay?
Yeah, you know what, Arch, $5,000 for a luxury timepiece is not. It's a good price point. I mean, Grand Seiko is something I can spend that money on if it's right.
Super chat, Cook K. Gents, thoughts on the IWC IW3 77717 stunning blue?
You wanna type it in and I will read it for you?
I gotta be honest with you. That's using the ETA sort of movement. It's cheapy IWC. I don't know if it really. I'm gonna call it up. IWC. What is it? 377717. What was it? 377717.
377717.
And it was the blue one.
Another
this is
I have to say, Bobby was Googling much better than you, Archie. You take forever, man.
Thank
He
you.
was so fast. He had these
I
Google
know,
skills.
and you didn't even know he was doing it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
A very fast guy.
He's Machiavellian, you would say. What do you think, guys?
It's a typical IWC.
I like it.
It's a trapty watch. If you know, like this is one of those IWC
It's the Le
watches.
Petit Prince. Le Petit Prince. It's kind of their affordable line.
Yeah,
think I
and the
prefer
size
the-
is more reasonable, I think.
I actually like it. I like it.
I'd
I like
prefer
it.
to get a
Mark IV
Navi
or
timer
5.
than that if I was going for a aviation watch.
You would rather
Yeah.
get Navi, eh?
Another super chat.
See, I would rather get, if I'm going to aviation watch, I would take Breguet Type 20 over this all day long. Even these new reeditions from Breitling, I don't know if you know the 806 and so on, I would say they are kind of better choice than
Well,
this.
that's a juicy question.
We've got a juicy question. Moot Avino, $5. Would Arch and Bear be willing to bury the hatchet and move on in a goodwill goodwill with Marco if he returned 15% of 50,000? That is industry standard. If no, why?
That's more question for you, Arch, than me.
Of course, we would accept that, but he loves money so much. There is no way you'd ever get $1,000 out of him, yet alone 15. You wouldn't get 1,500 out of him, let alone 15%. No
Yeah,
way
that's
in the world would you get 15% out of him. Are you for real? It's his genius because he's so brilliant. The guy, seriously, Machiavellian supreme. You know, I got to be honest with you. I was thinking, where the hell did Bear get this term Machiavellian from? Because I hadn't heard that since I studied ancient history, like in high school. Machiavellian. It was sort of from memory. He wrote some book which told you how to be an asshole, right? Right?
In simple terms, that's exactly what it is, manipulating people.
And one of the key things is that to succeed, you've got to be an asshole. The nice guys don't go so well. I watched a video. I don't know how this Google shit works, but the School of Life had a video on Machiavellian. I don't know why it came up, but it did. I don't know how it knows.
That's so bizarre. Machiavellian.
It had a great context of it, but you know the thing is, he's so in love with himself. Don't ever forget that, Bear.
Look
So
at yeah, go ahead.
I just did a lookup of Niccolo Machiavelli,
Yes,
and it goes. So there's a little bit here. It says it claims that his experience and reading of history shows him that politics has always been played with deception, treachery, and crime. Straight out of Wiki.
yeah.
Yeah.
There you go. Look, I gotta
treacherous snakes.
I gotta say this. Of course we would. If someone offered, I'll tell you what. Moot Avino, make it 5%, and he got a deal. 5%. How's that? What do you think, Bear?
I think, to be honest with you, Archie, he's the type of guy I would never want to see on your stream again. After
5%,
finding out,
Bear.
it's just the quality of character that is the issue for me.
Well, Bear, I got about as much chance. I think I've got about as much chance of getting 5% as I have of Tommy buying half of my YouTube channels.
Actually, I think chance of Tommy buying half of your YouTube channel, your YouTube channel, is higher than Marco doing anything nice for you. in a real sense of the word. I would actually say it would be much more appreciated from Marco even than money, the actual acknowledgement of ARCHIELUXURY and what ARCHIELUXURY is really about and who ARCHIELUXURY was for him, and not perceiving that he's the one that did favors for you, that he's the one that brought your channel to next level and so on. That would be nicer to hear, you know. Money is not possible, but if he eventually actually, like people said, acknowledges you, you know, and puts the credit where credit belongs, that'll be a big improvement. I would be quite impressed. And that would probably change things in a very positive way.
I gotta say, getting back onto this IWC, I gotta tell you, I've changed my mind. I like the blue. Buy it. I reckon it's a great first watch.
Oh yeah.
You know
It's
what?
a great watch.
Forget it. Forget it. I was wrong. I was being a snob because I like the big Pilot, but the big Pilot is so expensive.
I like the Mark 4 or 5 or whatever it is, the more simple.
I just think that bund style strap.
Oh,
you know, it's got that. You look at that.
I don't like
strap,
that bun stone. I don't like
brown. Well, it's not a bun strap. Bun strap goes under the watch.
Oh, you're talking
Underneath.
about this one?
Has
No,
the-
this is a typical leather Pilot style.
No, but I'm saying it's
strap.
got that bund. It's got that bund look. You know what I mean?
Okay, I see what you mean.
Like, you know, the bund has the stitching like that. You know, because I hate the bund. Don't get me wrong. I don't like the bund. That's like a grandfather's watch. You know, just disgusting. But this is actually, I got to be honest with you, I reckon this is pretty damn cool. You buy this, and I reckon it's a cool, there's no Rolex. Omega Speedmasters you can't get. This is a good, nice piece.
What do you mean
gotta
Omega
start
Sea
somewhere.
Masters you cannot get?
Speedmasters, sorry, Speedies at
Oh,
a
no,
discount.
No, actually, it's starting, Arch. It's starting. It's not there yet, but give it another 6 months, and it's going to be available. They're
See,
pumping them.
You look at this. This is automatic, and it's got a day and a date. It's quite a useful watch to have.
Yeah.
The Speedmaster manual wind can be a bit of a bitch for a newbie to live with. They don't understand manual wind. You know what I mean?
And if he's a father by any chance, chronograph's really handy to time the kids when they have a timeout. Yeah.
Yes,
That's where my chronographs get all the workout on.
Sam Davidson, £2. Why do people not use NATO straps no more? That's okay. You grab that. Well, they do. They do use NATO. Shooter puts NATOs on shit.
Yeah,
but
it's actually
crap.
quite popular.
The reason is they're crap.
You know what I hate about NATO straps? If the watch is thick and then you have NATO strap going under the watch, then it even sits higher on your wrist than what it should. But NATO strap has its charm for specific pieces, right?
You know, let me tell you, can I tell you a NATO strap horror story, Bear?
Please.
The thing about NATO straps is they are very, it's very hard. Your watch can fall off when you're doing it up. It's not really like a bracelet. I was walking into the house and I was just taking it off and it slipped out of my hand. This was my Breguet Type 20 on a NATO. I am so lucky it fell on the floor, the mat at the front of my door, because if it fell on the concrete, the crystal would have gone bang. You know what I mean?
Yep, for sure. For sure.
And I am so lucky that it did it. So I got to be honest with you. I actually think this IWC is a beautiful watch. I just want to go back.
The blue dial is gorgeous. The blue dial is gorgeous. Absolutely.
Anthony Ferris Ego, $2. I only wear Richard Mille and Rainbow Daytonas.
He certainly does.
Quickly, I want to show you
who
something.
Subscribed or became a member as well.
Beautiful, beautiful. What's his name? Tell me the name.
DJ Domi. He's actually
DJ
made a comment. He puts a NATO strap on his squale. The fist candy NATO straps on squale.
Wow. I got to tell you. Look, I got to tell you, just going to stop this one, this one for, I want to go back to that. I want to go and have a quick look at this Japanese thing again. I want to show you something.
Whose room is this? Green room is now featuring. Is
Oh.
this Jamie Opulence room?
Yeah,
it's
Jamie's
Yeah, yeah.
room.
It's
I just want to
interesting.
show you, just back to this. Okay, so basically, look, we get down cheaper. This is starting to get into, I think this is the quartz territory. Is this quartz?
Well, you're
3.7?
gonna, once you get to about $3,000, you're gonna get into
Oh,
quartz.
it's automatic. Sorry, this is automatic. Look
Oh,
at
really?
this.
Mm.
3.7. Look at that. What do you think of that, Bear?
It's actually not bad looking watch.
3.7 plus you get the 12% pumpkin discount. That's not terrible.
What's the size on that watch?
This watch here, it's 39.5 mils, Bear.
Very nice size.
Just under 40. That's not terrible. Grand Seiko.
And I'm assuming high beat.
I don't think it is, Bear.
What type of movement?
It's just, let's have a look here. I'm not an expert in these things here. It's just there. It's not a high beat. It's not a spring drive.
That's the ones that are basically configured same as a Tag Heuer movements. I know.
Yeah, they look okay. So let's have a look here. Okay, so going back
same
here,
architecture of the movement.
I want to show you something. E-Lady, let's go for Rolex. Let's have a look at Rolex, because this is where the disaster happens. Because if we look at Rolex, they got 4,000 watches listed. The number one brand of, let's have a look at, I want to see their Rolex prices. Let's look at their Rolex prices. High to low, high, because this is going to be a good set. They got 266 Rolexes on. Have a look at this, Bear.
Mm-hmm. It's very small on my screen. So what are we looking? What's the most expensive one they have? What is that? Can you bring it up?
65,000 US. Sam Davidson, £2. What are the perks of becoming a member? You get a great logo next to your name, so everybody knows you're not stingy.
And not just that, but often when you're a member and you make a comment, even without super chat, we do bring it up.
Look at this. They've got 33,000 for a black dial Daytona. What do you think of that, Bear?
33,000 US for black Daytona, eh?
Box and papers.
It is what it is.
It's a 19. It's a 19. What do you think of that? The problem is you got to add taxes to it, so you get 12% off. I think you'd be better off buying it in America. And so we got a Hulk, 25,000 US. How's that?
That's approximately what it goes for in US for.
How about a Tiffany? 41 mil Tiff.
How much?
$24,500, Bear.
That's high. You can get it for 21.
That's very high.
Yeah, 21, 2021. That's high.
Yeah, I got to say it to you. That is incredibly. Look, some stuff is not good value. You can't just buy everything from Japan. Tim just sent me a message saying that someone is banned there. I want to ask you, LA Methwich, do I unban LA Methwich?
Yes, yeah. Absolutely. I'm just going to be back in a second. Give me a sec.
Actually, I might just unban everybody. You know what? Let's do a clear. So everyone's unbanned. There we go there.
Can we bring
Everyone
up a...
is unbanned. There we go. Yes, talk to me.
Can we have a look at...
a Milgauss. Let's have a look.
I was actually going to say...
they got a Smurf. Sorry, a Pepsi for 23. These are all US prices. This is US dollars.
Which Pepsi? Steel Pepsi Oyster or Steel Pepsi Jubilee?
Jubilee.
And how much?
24, 22, I think. Here's a two-tone, but see, that's expensive still. This stuff here is not. Look at this. $18,000 for a white dial Polar 42. What do you think of that? That's
Holy shit, that went up, eh?
Super chat.
Yeah, I don't know if these are so cheap. Some of the stuff they've got here for sale. You see what I mean? Timepiece Fund, $2. Pontiff, what's your thoughts on the 5124G or 5124J? I love that watch. That's a Patek gondola style little.
I like
think,
those, Arch.
I reckon they're beautiful. I
Hmm.
don't think it matters. White gold, yellow gold. It depends on the deal.
I like
wouldn't buy
white
it
gold.
new. I wouldn't buy it new.
Hmm.
Now let's just looking down here, getting into some cheaper things here. We got the 15,000 for Explorer 1. Shit, that's dear.
Hmm.
We've got a just having a look here. We've got a sub date 14,000. Shit, that's expensive.
But look, Arch. Like, let's talk for a second. Sub date at 14.
Yeah,
is a better buy than fucking Tiffany
No
OT
date.
at 24.
100%.
Or Explorer. Are you telling me Explorer
Actually, look at
is
this.
more?
We've got a
Wait,
coral.
wait. Are you telling me Explorer is more the sub date?
This is the 39 mil one.
Big fucking deal.
Super chat.
I'll take a sub date over Explorer 39mm all day long. Are you kidding me?
There's a 39mm Explorer at Luxuria.
How much?
That's
13, I think.
yeah, that's Arch. That's illogical how they price that. It's really not.
LA
It doesn't make
Methwich,
sense.
$2. Thank you for unbanning me.
He's one of the better trolls.
He is. He's a good guy. Now, I want to say something to you. The problem is this. I don't think E-Lady is the best place to buy.
No.
This is
No.
actually expensive for Rolex. Let me show you what is the perfect ladies watch. Can I show you the ladies watch?
Please,
If
please.
you want to buy your wife a watch, this is what I would do. I would go E-Lady.
Mhm.
And if you have a look at their Omega,
Mhm.
I actually like their constellations. Their ladies
Yeah, I
constellations.
actually bought that for Bonnie Clooney, and she loves her constellation.
So let's have a look. Low to high. So we'll do it because we want to spend as least as we want to get bang per. By the way, can I just show you something? You see this Polaris? That's what my dad had. You know this bear?
Mm-hmm.
My dad had a Omega Polaris and like this here, and he said to me, he criticized me for getting an Explorer 1. He said, look at my beautiful modern watch with a date and it's sapphire. What do you think, Bear?
Well, I think that's a perfect example of a non-watch person talking to a watch person.
No, well, he told me this which is just after he bought it. He was criticizing me. I had the last laugh, Bear.
Well, it seems that he was preconditioned not to be a watch person, and you were preconditioned to be a watch person.
Now, let's have a look here. We're just looking at Omegas. This here, I want to show you some ladies. I reckon these have gone up. These Omega Constellation quartzes, they're perfect ladies' watch. Man, these used to be 500 US. Now, a ladies' constellation like this here, look at this here, $850. What's happened, Bear?
Is it quartz? That's a quartz, right?
Yes, quartz. That's classic constellation.
That's still very cheap. That's not bad. You know what?
What?
Just I would not.
$856?
This is a black dial. I don't think ladies are into black dials.
It's a gray dial, Bear.
But still, then it's not their thing. The ladies don't like black gray dials. It's not.
They like white better?
Oh, fuck yeah. That's for sure.
Hey, Ash, do you want to have a look at Timepiece Fund's comment?
Yes, we will. We can certainly do that. I've got O'Sheen might be joining us. Look at this.
Oh, that would be fantastic.
Timepiece Fund. Here we go. Green Room. Can you please ask Arch to bring both watches because white gold has blue dial and yellow gold has silver. Both are 18K pre-owned. Oh, shit. I'd go for the blue dial, man. 100% go for the blue dial, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I
Actually,
agree.
he's right. He's right. He
Yeah,
is right. You'd have to go for the blue dial. I just wanted to show you this here. This here, these are on the rise. These Omegas, they were nothing. They were $500 2 years ago. Even this stuff here is on the rise, Bear. Look at this. Okay, here we go. Look at this. My wife has this same watch.
Let me see. Bring it up. Bigger.
It's this mini one.
Yes, I do know that. Does she like it? In all honesty?
There, you know, my wife is very hard to please. You know, this Bear, she tells me she likes it, right?
Well, what's her favorite watch, actually? What is her favorite watch? If she could pick any watch, doesn't matter if she owns it or doesn't.
Tank Francais.
Of course.
Steel Tank Francais.
It's
well,
classic.
She likes the solid gold one, but they're expensive.
I think that would be fantastic to buy her that.
A Tank Francais, you can get those for around about $2.50 US.
Exactly. One big night, one fundraiser for your wife's Tank Francais, and we make it happen. Why not?
I kind of, yeah, okay, fair enough. Bear, no problems at all there.
We should set it up.
We can certainly, that'll be a great idea.
We have a question from Sam Davidson.
Sam Davidson, let's get this one here. Sam Davidson, £2. If Jesus wears 5970, what does God wear? God wears the double split version of that, which is a 5004.
There you go.
There you go. I got to tell you, you know what? These watches here, Japan, the problem is with you guys in Canada, let me say this. You guys have a big problem, same as Australia. Australia is not as bad. We've got a 10% GST. See, what happens is, if you send it by FedEx or DHL, they are what they call self-shippers, and they will not cheat the system because they have instant release.
Right.
And the way that works is they are worse than the Border Force themselves. Border Force is actually quite fair, but DHL or FedEx, they will make sure, and the Japanese will never lie or fudge the figures down. They will always...
I noticed that as well.
They will never lie. They will tell you to the exact yen, which a yen is like a cent, right?
I remember I bought Grand Seiko SBGH001 high beat movement from Japan, and watch was I think was about 5,000 at that time Canadian. I ended up paying $850, and I have no idea on what. It was with FedEx. It just automatically added. So what the fuck? That's crazy. On a $5,000 watch, $850.
How much is the tax in Canada?
13% in Ontario.
Okay, 13%. See, in Australia, we've got 10%, but then they add the FedEx processing fee of $30.
Yeah, that kind of garbage.
Then they add the tax, GST, not only on this bloody watch, but the GST on the bloody shipping. Can you believe that? I got to pay tax on the what the hell?
Yeah,
I
we
noticed
get pumped every which way here.
The Rolex prices are actually higher there than in US. You know
what I want to do, Bear? I want to say this to you. You know how we're talking about COVID passports?
Timepiece fund, please.
Timepiece fund, $2. Thank you, Pontiff. We'll make offer and haggle like a bite. Now, just very quickly.
Absolutely, Timepiece fund. That's the way to do it.
I just want to bring that watch up because I just want to show the audience. And I got to say, you know what? I got it completely wrong. The blue is gorgeous, man. But the yellow gold. So he's saying the yellow gold has also got that salmon-y color. The white gold can come in the set. I had a friend who had that. The blue is beautiful. The white can also have the silvery dial. That's what he was talking about. Is there a bad... That's a bad photo, but is there a bad one? Look at that. That is gorgeous.
Super chat.
Gorgeous. By the way, guys, guess what? There's a 5111 for sale at Luxuria. You know what happened? Can I tell you a story, Bear?
Please. But can we just answer the super chat before we go to a story.
Frozen Yukona, $2. Grand Seiko or Cartier for a dress watch? Oh, Cartier, any day of the week, man. You know what?
That's
I
what
could
they-
also go Cartier if I had the Bear approval. Let me tell you this, Bear. Sorry, I was going to tell you the story. The story was, I don't want to name names, but a certain guy who had a big ego, he bought my 5111. I think he sold it because he hates the hobby, didn't like it anymore. I hate you. You're bad. And it's with Luxuria, and it's at 21,500, which, you know what? It didn't have the right strap. He got the right strap. He got the buckle. He got the box for it. He mucked around. It's probably not a bad buy for 20. That's Aussie. It's 15,000 US
Oh,
dollars.
that's Mr. Two. Yeah. I remember
Yeah,
that
we
watch.
don't mention him because he gets funny.
Sorry. Okay. No, I didn't mean that. But
you know what I mean?
Well, he didn't like. He loves that watch. I'm actually surprised.
Guess what? He told Luxury. They bullshit me. How many bloody 5111s would you have in the world for sale in Australia?
Not many.
For God's
You
sake.
and I be talking about this for a couple of weeks now.
I'd be surprised, Arch, because actually he loves that watch.
So he said. You know what I mean?
So do I. I think it's a beautiful watch. I think you did a nice thing for him and got him a great deal.
Who knows? They all get funny. You know what I mean? They all get funny. I'll just pull it up, Bear. I'm going to pull it up so you can have a look at it. Look at this, Bear. Da-da-da-da. Look at this.
Is this in Brisbane? That's a store
in
Sydney.
Sydney, yellow gold. Because it's got a new strap. That must be it. I'm pretty sure that's it.
Queen Victoria Building is where this shop's located.
What are they asking for that?
Yeah.
21,650. That's 15 US, isn't it?
Right. What do you think? What's your opinion on that? That's actually not bad at all.
Look, I think the rectangular. The reason I brought this up was just to tell Timepiece Fund. There's some bargains around. The 5124 is kind of the replacement to this. This was a limited edition for the Japanese market originally. Okay. The rectangular ones seem to be hurt badly on. I don't know why they're out of flavor at the moment. I love the rectangular Pateks. I think they're beautiful.
Yet Cartier sells really well their rectangular watches, and so does Jaeger-LeCoultre with reversal.
Well, actually, that's
right?
the only thing that sells with
Yeah.
JLC. Let's be completely honest there.
It's a kind of illogical, but I'm assuming when people buy Patek, they want to have a rudimentary original.
I don't know. I got nothing
original.
against the rectangular. I got nothing against these watches. I think
Arch,
they're beautiful.
this is beautiful watch. You think he would give this for 19.5 or 20?
Look, you'd have to run it by him. I think he's just getting his money back because I know what I sold it to him for, and I know what he paid. He got a box, he got the strap and the buckle. So I sold it to him for
full
16.
set. This is full set.
16. The box cost 500, so that's 16. The buckle was 1,000, 17.5. The strap would have been another 1,000, 18.5. I sold him the folder, which was 350. So that's 19. It probably owes him 19, right?
Honestly, Arch, I like this personally better than Calatrava. To my taste, to my personal taste.
Bear, I got nothing. The only reason, look, I sold it because I wanted to put money into Rolex.
And you did a great thing. Pendulum.
Pendulum $2, or at European watches 5112 listed at 13. Okay, the 5 it's actually a smaller watch than this. That's the problem. It's not a 5112. That number's invalid. It's a different. I think it's a 5024. Okay, and it's smaller. It is. Hey, we got a super guest here tonight. We've got the creme de la creme of the guests. Look who we've got here.
Wow, what an honor.
We have got O'Sheen. How are you been, man?
I'm well. How are you, man?
Oh, I'm okay. I'm okay.
Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah.
Yeah, audio's good.
You're
Can you
sounding
hear
good.
okay?
How you going?
Hey, nice to see you guys. How's it
Nice
going?
to
It's
see
kind of late here. It's 2:05 in the morning in Venice.
5 past.
The weather. As he played, I absolutely adore that thing. When I see you play that, I love it. It's everything that Archie is. I adore it, man. I don't know where you found that footage, that piece of film,
Actually,
but it's
there's
amazing.
there's a YouTube channel. That's what he does. He rebrands movies with classic songs. It's called
Oh, it's
Soft
amazing.
Tempo. I've spent hours looking at his videos. They're just because what he does is he doesn't really own the copyright because it's music he gets, and there was a great musician called Hans. He was a band guy, and he had trombone, a lot of trombones. So I love a bit of trombone in music. You don't see that. I like steel pedal guitar as well.
Uh-huh.
Steel pedal guitar.
Sure. And pedal steel, yes.
Pedal steel. Yeah, I got a friend who was really into pedal steels at one stage.
Yeah.
And but man, it's great to have you. How are you been?
I've been well. Been all right.
I liked your collection review.
Oh, you
Did you
Did you watch?
really, or are you copying me? Did you really watch?
Yes,
Don't
it was
say you
really.
It's
did if
got
you
to-
didn't.
No,
It's
it
a
was
bit.
cool.
It's a little bit long. It's a little bit long. In fairness,
It
if you
was
didn't make it
freaking
through the whole
awesome.
thing, you're excused.
You want a super chat, Arch? $2.
Super chat. Anthony Farrow's ego, $2. I'm more famous than O'Sheen.
Oy vey.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Did you guys watch the? Did you watch the thing the other day with Paul?
What happened?
Paul Thorpe did a live stream with myself and Anthony.
Yes.
Did you not
And what
see
happened?
that? Yes.
I saw the ad for it, but what happened? Anything juicy?
Not much. It was okay. He was civil.
What did he
It was
say?
all it was all civil. Oh, Paul asked me ahead of time. He's like, "Is this cool?" I said, "Well, you better ask him if it's cool, because I've been an open critic of his alongside
grill
everyone
him?
else, I think." No, Paul said, like, let's not do that. It's gone now. We've moved on. I said, yeah, that's fine. I agree. That's great. So we
I'm
agreed to
still
just
digging up
not.
the bodies. I'm still digging up the bodies, O'Sheen.
But I did put a little Irish dig in because I had to.
Yeah.
I had to because I knew
Yeah.
that my audience would be watching going, is he not going to say anything? So there was a certain moment in there where Paul is saying, hey, I'll come over to Texas and visit you at some point. He says, if you come to Texas, I'll give you the full TPG experience. I'll bring you to Nick and Sam's or whatever the name of that restaurant is, and so on. And I said,
Expensive there.
yeah. And I said, does the experience include a disappearing act? Will you hold up like a curtain and then drop it and you've disappeared? It went down like a lead
get
balloon.
That went down well.
That's funny.
I don't know if the audience got it because they were all cracking up. But I mean, I figured, come on, you gotta laugh at if you can't laugh at yourself, who are you?
I want to blame you. You got me into a lot of trouble last week.
What happened?
Okay, it's a bit of a long story, and we can't name names. Let me just grab this super chat here. Action Stations, $8. Are current price increases a true value indication, or are sellers riding the COVID environment and the increase in Rolex prices is the future norm? Look, I think seriously they should be putting the prices up a lot more, but they can't just do it like that. They got to increase. Every chance they get to increase, they will do that because the demand far exceeds supply. Let me just say this. You got me into a lot of trouble, O'Sheen. And the reason you did was because I was angry at a certain lady of the night. And I went on another channel where this guy, he does fragrance stuff.
Okay.
And one of his competitors is too provocative ladies in Amsterdam. So you can imagine what they did before YouTube, can't you? They would have been
Of
renting
course.
one of those phone booths with the red lights in it.
Certainly.
So I was a little bit snappy because of our last encounter with a certain other lady in Venice. And no names mentioned at all, please. And
Okay.
I got to tell
Shit.
you, yeah, it got me into a bit of trouble. They're feisty. Oh, what happened to Bear? Where is the Bear gone? It's getting good. Oh, Sheen, what the hell is happening there? We were discussing today. It's a disaster. Timepiece
What?
Fund. Oh, here is Bear. Timepiece Fund is saying he was late getting a video out, and he said, if you don't fucking like it, I don't fucking owe you nothing. I don't fucking owe you nothing.
Yeah, that's very odd. I saw that. That's I'm astounded that that's. Are you sure that that was him?
Yeah,
sure
yeah,
about
it
that?
was posted
It was definitely
on his
him?
YouTube channel.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
he posted on his,
I mean,
exactly.
yeah,
I
moment of
don't owe
weakness.
you
Does it-
a fucking thing, O'Sheen.
No, he certainly
Does it
doesn't owe
surprise
me
you?
anything.
Ocean, does it surprise you really?
This. I have to be very careful with this answer. I think it surprises me that he would do that. Does it surprise me that he's thinking those things? No, because even when he went on with Paul Thorpe that time for the apparent grilling that never really happened, he opened with, "Hey, I've spent all this money and I don't charge anybody for my videos." Really, very, very poor words to begin the whole thing with.
Correct.
I think everybody thought that too. So I know that he's thinking that, but it surprised
Could you
me that
imagine if a TV show
that he
did
let.
that?
Yeah, it surprised me that he let whatever hate, whatever he's talking about, whoever's poking and prodding him, get to him to go on a tirade there. When I saw it, I thought, well, maybe he's back on the bottle again or something, because that seems a little out of character. The guy seems very measured now because he's trying to, clean up his act or whatever.
Super
I don't know.
Got some super chats flown in, Arch.
Edie Hate 614, $5. Arch, how much to finally spill the beans and what caused the fallout with the old crew? There's so many crews there. They're all fired. They're losers. That's the reason. You don't need to pay anything. They couldn't handle it. And Zhao Wei, I don't know if you know this, Zhao Wei, you probably don't know that name. I found out who the hell she is. She's a multi-billionaire actress in China who's gone missing. Okay, that's the joke. She's a billionaire,
We found her.
supposedly $3 star-studded cast today. She's a movie star who's gone missing. In China, these super rich have just gone missing like that guy who had Alibaba. What's his name? He's gone missing as well. But I got to tell you, O'Sheen, what are you wearing there? What's that watch on your wrist?
This is the latest one I bought.
Daytona.
It's the rose gold on the Oyster Flex.
Wow.
It's the last
Nice.
one in my little state of the collection thing. It's got the sun dust style.
Anthony
Beautiful.
Farrer's Ego, $2. Without me, there would be no Watch YouTube. And we've also got the Ego from Venice, $5. Love me, some me. Okay, and just out of interest there in backstage, I've got this. But you know what, this? I asked you to come on the show yesterday when I was thinking. You didn't want to come on, so you can fuck off.
But now he wants
You
to
can
come
fuck
on. 'cause
off. You can fuck off now because I don't need you. Okay? I got O'Sheen. I mean,
Archie,
like-
you'll always have my loyalty, man. You will. I don't care even when you go off the rails. It doesn't matter, man.
thank you.
It's like it's the hard truth. You're the hard truth, man. You're like the wind and the rain. People can't handle it sometimes, but it's
all part of
it's gotta
the
be like-
Ocean,
package that is
the great
Archie
minds
Luxury.
think alike.
Actually, and O'Sheen doesn't want to.
Thank you for that compliment.
Dis,
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
I asked you to come on yesterday. You didn't want to come on. The day before, you didn't want to come on. So now that I got a top-rated guest, you can fuck off. Okay? There's
Arch,
nothing
be
good.
nice. Arch,
I'm just
Arch,
saying to you,
Arch.
you only come on when I got top rate. I got top rate people. I got Bear and I got O'Sheen, right?
Arch, be nice. Come on.
I will be quiet. I will be quiet.
Let him sit there. He's not gonna bother anyone.
He
Come
will
on.
be quiet. He will be quiet. I love the accent.
I will be quiet. I will be
We
quiet.
did $2, a little something for the OG. Thank you.
I love you, Archie. I love you. I love you.
Okay. O'Sheen, I gotta tell you, man, what the hell's going on there? All these streamers, Rebel streams, all this shit. What's going on? What the hell is going on, O'Sheen?
What are you asking me about specifically?
What's going on with all this YouTube fractures? It's all fractured. They all wanted to be a community. They wanted to hold hands and be friends, and it just doesn't work.
I felt like after the TPG scandal, everybody came together for a moment. It created unity among all the boys, really. And then out of that splintered new issues with you in the center, Arch. Surprise, fucking surprise.
Super
You're a fucking
Arch.
troublemaker, man. You're in trouble.
DC and
Yeah,
LV
DC and
fight.
LV.
Look how he drinks that coffee. Look how he drinks that coffee, guys. If you want to be cool, could you just have one more sip? How you did that?
And
with
look,
He's a
the
and look at the
Cool
and look
cat,
at the
cool
coffee.
cat.
Isn't that lovely coffee?
Jagermeister.
Oh, Geiger.
I'm feeling a little under the weather. The temperature's changing here. I have a bit of a sore throat, so I'm doing the old Jaeger because this is what it's for. A lot of people do Jaeger bombs in New York City, but
Do you have an
it's
espresso
actually
machine?
medicinal. I do. I have one of
Of
these.
course, he has an espresso machine.
Yeah, I have that thing. I have like a crazy brass thing where you do it manually, but I lost it to that same ex that I lost all the watches to.
Oh shit!
Yeah, you want to see
Shit!
this thing?
And
Yeah, it was
and how much
$1,500
better
bucks. I
was the
think.
coffee out of it?
You know, unless you really, because
Knew how to use
it's
it?
a very good question. You got to practice because it's very manual. You know, and you got to do it all slow and stuff.
How about
You have to
just
get the
getting
right.
espresso?
Yeah, that's what I have right now. I have an Illy Nespresso machine.
Yeah, I love that. Actually, it's great quality.
Yeah, it is actually. It's pretty good
Here
quality.
we go.
I know
DC
good
and
quality.
LV, $5. O'Sheen, love the collection review vids. I think it's wonderful your love for Omega Tudor, non-hype Rolex stuff.
Yeah, I had to
Can I comment
put a
on
few.
that? Can I comment on that, Arch?
Yes.
I wanted to say what a wonderful, beautiful segment of your review was when you went over the 3 Seamasters you have, and explaining in a most poetic, descriptive way that I can think of why you love them. From aesthetic point of view, from pop culture point of view, the electric blue, the first one you had, the first luxury watch that you put on your wrist. Even when you got to that GMT, which I think some call it Oreo or whatever, that actually has no helium escape, and you pointed at, and I never thought about it. You bring certain aspects when you do these things that people don't think about, and I enjoyed that segment tremendously. And then intermezzos with wine. You're a fucking amazing. You're fucking amazing. Honestly, the way you do these things are impressive.
Well, thank you very much. It's a lovely compliment.
It's a poetry. It's a poetry.
He's a cool guy. He's a cool guy. You
He
know,
really
the funny
fucking-
thing is,
he's-
you know, you can give
He should
a
be
man,
Clooney.
you can give
He
a man
should
a
be
meteorite
Clooney.
dial or a Smurf, and it doesn't make him cool. But you
No,
can give you
yeah.
a Seiko,
Well,
and he's cool.
Arch,
You know.
I told you, Oisin puts a fucking modded Seiko on his wrist, which
Yeah.
I would not touch. And then he
No.
makes it look fucking cool. He makes
Yeah.
it look cool. Like, especially I love the one that resembles root beer.
Isn't that pretty? Isn't that a nice watch?
Yeah, man. It's like,
Sure. And when you're on your way to the beach to play with your niece and nephew who are going to throw sand at you all day long, you'd rather bring that than the real root beer, right? You know, wear that with the rubber band because you know it can take a beating, and you don't, and also you have an interesting watch on. You know, so I'm still wondering about the G-Shock world. I got those 2 G-Shocks. I still haven't really I haven't worn them yet because they don't tell the correct time because I don't know how to set the right time on them yet. But you know, I always like to have a nice watch on if I can. I have an issue with beater watches because it's not a nice watch, and my thoughts are always like, if I'm crossing the street and I get hit by a car and I'm killed, what watch do they find my body you know, has on? You know, if it's a G-Shock, I'm not gonna feel very good about that.
See,
isn't that ridiculous though? But it's a stupid thought. But it's
Gandolfino felt the same thing. He wanted the ambulance crew to steal his sub. They didn't steal his Tudor, did they?
That's so sad, actually. That's really sad.
He's a great guy.
We have a super chat, Archie. We need to catch up, please.
614, $5. Remember when Arch exploded on Dutch paddock owner Matisse? One of the best videos ever, better than the Russian. And we've got Miko Michael, £4.50. Archie, who got more sex appeal, you or TGV from Urban Gentry? I don't have
by far.
O'Sheen has got the sex appeal, and Wizard $2.
Look at this. Are you telling me that this is not sex appeal? Look at, please.
It's 10 years ago.
Please tell me. Okay,
my
picture this guy
pick, guys. That's my
next to Mercedes, right? We're talking American gigolo. This is Australian gigolo.
It's all about character and charisma. And Archie's got plenty of that.
$2 for 6 pieces. Yes, very, very well done there. We got Fella, $2. The timepiece, the Timeless Watch Channel, profile 35-year-old in West Village wearing 5980 AR.
What does that mean?
He's a
I don't know what that means.
He's a hobosexual who just is surviving on his wits. That's what he is. He thinks he's got the 5980. He's really a hobosexual. I love that phrase, by the way. Living on your wits, surviving on your wits. I love that. My dad said that to me. My dad said to me, he said, if you don't go to university, all you're going to do is survive on your wits. Become a salesman surviving on your wits.
My mother said that to me on several occasions. You know how to survive on your wits. Living on your wits, yeah.
Wow, you're sexy, Archie.
Look at this sexy man.
So long ago.
Look at this gentleman.
Archie, viewers want me to speak.
Sure. Michael, $2. Arch, tell O'Sheen what you think of Seiko's Casios. Hey, man, I got a Casio here, the World Timer.
Wow.
And be honest now and tell us, how many times did you actually wear that piece of garbage? Be honest.
Fair point. I understand what Bear is saying.
I have shitters too. We all have shitters. But actually, those Seikos are pretty.
What is a shitter? What is a shitter? What is a shitter exactly? What's the definition of a shitter? And Archie has to answer that one because that's his phrase.
Yeah, that's his turn.
Yeah.
I think it's just garbage. You know, life's too short to wear things that wouldn't be your pick. You know, I think a shitter is below a beater. There's a beater, then you got a shitter. A beater has a bit of usability. It's got that communal function. Form follows function. Whereas a shitter is just absolute garbage. You know what I mean? A shitter is just garbage. And I got to tell you, seriously, one of the reasons I don't wear this anymore, you know, when I wore this, Bear, was when I had 6 dress watches on leather straps.
The Pateks.
All the Pateks.
Can I take a liberty to answer the question, what's a shitter to me? What's a shitter to me is a watch. It's a watch that's not worth repairing. That's how I look at the shitters.
So that's any Casio.
Once it breaks down, you throw it away.
That's interesting.
Yes. Once it breaks
No, that
down.
means you should treat them with disrespect, don't hate them. But that's how I see it as a term.
It's
You're
interesting.
getting bombarded with super chats. Arch, watch your prey, $2.
Okay, here we go. Here we go. Very good. Oh, here we go. Okay, we did that one there. Next super chat, we got Watch and Pray, $2. O'Sheen, define safe queen. Alas, no date sub. Why?
Yeah. Some were angry that I was mentioning some of those watches belong in the safe, and that infuriates certain people because watches should be worn and enjoyed. I was just
went
showing
really well with his previous girlfriend, guys. Do you understand that? When you have exit strategy, first rule. I've been there myself, Ocean. I got to put my hands up there. When I've explained to the girlfriend that yes, I am actually still technically married, it hasn't gone over so well. You've got to make that speech. You've got to give that Gary Glenn Ross speech after you've taken your stuff out, not before. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been there myself. You know what?
But they were talking about the state of the collection. I assume that what he's referring, watch and pray. He's referring to the fact that some of the watches I showed on the collection videos were what I would describe as, safe queens, that they belong in there because they're new old stock or they're stickered and they have such a high dollar value because of that. And I don't need to wear them, frankly. If you've only one sub or one whatever, and it's still got stickers and you won't wear it, you won't enjoy it, then that's a little sad. That's true. I can relate. But if you have a large collection and in there you have duplicates of different watches, then it's okay to think, okay, well, that's $10,000 put aside, or 15 grand put aside, and it goes into what they call the casetta here, which is the safety deposit box, and the bank don't see it. They don't know that that's cash. They don't know that that's money. It's one of the things we do with the watches. We have a certain amount of money set aside, and we can say, okay, rather than have that $10,000 of cash or 20 grand of cash, I'll buy the watch and it'll hold or go up, hopefully. And when you're in the watch game and you enjoy watches and you're offered a watch like this and you do have that money, then sometimes you say, screw it, I'll take the watch and I'll sit it in the bank. But it does infuriate certain people when they see it, because some guys out there are like, God, I'd love to have any one of these watches, and I can't get my hands on one, or I can't afford one. So it makes them very angry when they see me going, oh, I stick this in the bank and it doesn't get worn at all. They see it as a terrible waste.
You got to remember, O'Sheen, sometimes you can get great joys in hoarding things. See, I get a great joy just hoarding things and knowing that some Wall Street banker doesn't have a Patek because I've hidden 4 away for him. Banker wanker. Banker wanker can't get one because I didn't sell mine to him.
That's interesting.
Got another super chat here, and then we'll say goodnight.
Oh, can I just ask Ocean?
Yeah.
Yes.
I actually, how would you look at this? I actually have a watch that I don't like, which is rose gold chocolate dial Daytona, and I strictly keep it. I keep it in a bank, in a safe.
Just like this one that I have, but with the chocolate dial.
No, with the bracelet.
With the
chocolate dial. And I don't like it. I genuinely admit it's not my cup of tea.
Yeah.
I keep it. I never wore it once, and I keep it as a strictly as an investment. Would that be something that would piss people off? I don't know.
Yeah, and any iota of that. Any iota of that will piss certain people off. I mean, for one, there's pretty much anything will piss someone off on YouTube.
So, yeah.
You can't please everyone. There'll be somebody who's angry at you just because of the tone of your voice or your hairstyle or God knows what.
Screen here. I got the beautiful 4 screens, and when I get this in, it fakes the nut. Look at this. The picture looks
Read
shit.
next super chat. Read next.
You got
You know what I
next
mean?
a million
super
super
chat.
chats, Arch. Backing up.
Okay, here we go. Here we go.
Screen.
Duro Pal, 40 rubles. Dis Arch, please treat Dis well. Arch is #1 in game. Watch game. Thank you. Thank you so much. Toyota Mo, $5. Dis, I think it's time to go to bed, Dis. Come on. You got to go to sleep.
Leave him alone, Arch.
No, I have clarification. I have time off.
He's acting very nice and
He's okay.
not
He's just
bothering
sitting
him.
there. He's
Yeah,
not bothering
please,
anybody.
Come on, Arch.
Toyota Mo, $5. Arch, I just want to remind all the punters, I don't owe them anything. Also, shout out to Oshin, Bear, Timely, and the Pontiff.
Toyota
Stan
Mo,
Buffett,
you're the
$2.
man.
Arch,
Thanks,
is
Demo.
it a pain to travel with your watches? Oh, shit. It is a big pain. You know that? Let me tell you one horror story. A guy I know who's an expat, he lives in Bangkok. He went back home for Christmas to England. He's an Englishman.
You got more super chats. You missed a bunch of super chats.
Oh.
Still.
Above that or
Finish
below
it.
that?
Below. Keep going.
Okay.
Keep going,
Anyhow,
you
okay, we'll come back to that one. SR Bell, $1.99. Arch, does Bear need his diaper changed? Okay.
Thank you for your
And we've
donation.
got SR Bell, $2. AC, Bear secretly wants to shower with Mark. It's weird. And we got fella here, $2. Timepiece. To Timeless Watch Channel profile, 35-year-old hedge fund with Smurf in
Surf in East
East Village.
Yeah.
Does he mean an
Oxley
equals there?
State High.
Does he mean an equals there, like
He means in New
TTWC
York.
equals?
In New York.
But is he trying to equate me to the profile of a 35-year-old
No,
hedge
he's saying-
fund guy?
What does this guy? Tell me about him. He's saying, what does he wear? What sort of watch does he wear? Like
Keep
this-
going.
Oh,
super
he's
chats,
a- oh,
Arch. We
wow,
need to
I
cover
see.
it.
Sorry,
Keep
I don't
up.
know what that.
Catch
Yeah,
up with the super chats.
Okay, we'll come
go
back to that.
for it.
We'll come back to this here. We just got to come back. We got SR Bell, $2. Can someone shut up that guy on the left top? Oh, that's not nice. We love that's our
Whatever.
special guest.
Yeah, we love
Michael
it.
Deach, $5. I remember rich Japanese businessmen buying Fender guitars across Middle America to hoard in vaults back home in Japan. Such is life.
Interesting.
Yeah. Invisible
Keep going,
Touch,
Arch.
£5. There is only one thing in life worse than being talked about, and that is not being talked about. Timepiece, gentlemen, or Oscar Wilde. Pantomime villain can work. Okie dokie.
Hey,
And
it's,
Mike,
it's a very interesting point, Arch. That's actually an interesting point.
sure.
Michael, £1.80. Invite some Lady Watch lovers next time. Well, we send the invites out. We got Oshin. He's better than the ladies. I've got to tell you guys, seriously, I got to tell you, it's actually the whole thing with watches is you got to remember what is it gives you favor. Some people like to just know they own it, Bear. So I don't think it's a bad thing to have your Daytona chocolate dial. If you love it and you know you've got it, maybe that.
No, I
gives
don't
you...
love it. That's
He doesn't
the point
love
I'm
it.
trying to make. I don't.
He doesn't love it. No.
But why don't you sell it then? If you don't love it, why don't you sell it and get something you
Because
do
I
love?
think it will increase in value.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, then it's
perfectly.
investment like
That's
anything.
fine. Anytime you need me to caretake that watch for you, Bear, just send it across to Australia. I'm more than happy to look after it for any
See, the
interim.
duties. I tell you what, I was going to say this before. You know, I think watches almost need a passport of taxes they've paid. Some of these watches pay tax in the UK, tax in the US, tax in Canada. They almost need their own document to say this is the passport for this watch. It's been taxed and levied all over the world because these things, it could get taxed many times going to and fro all these markets. It's a disgrace.
Right.
SR Bell, $2. AC Bear has nude pics of Mark under his bed. Thank you.
What does he
Oshin,
want
tell
with
me
you?
this.
Highbrow stuff.
Oshin, tell me this. Can you just give us a bit of personal advice? If you were Dis, my advice to him was to go to Japan. Nothing's working for him. Do you think that would work for Dis?
What's not working for you, Dis?
I need to go to Japan, man, to succeed
He's got
succeed
no
in
love.
life.
He's looking for love.
Yeah, I want love,
Looking
man,
for love,
and
timeless.
fame and glory.
Well, oh, you have. Oh, so you're looking for an Asian girl? Is that what you want?
Yeah, but the
He wants
Japanese
any
girl.
girl.
He
Japanese.
wants a
Girl would be-
Japanese girl.
Any girl would be good for this.
You know what I want to do to her?
No, please, Chris, don't go there. This, how
Okay.
about you maintain being more sober and not having
Yeah.
so much pot all the time? That would be a good start.
I didn't smoke pot today, Bear. I
That's why
swear
you
to
are. That's why I'm fighting for you to be on a live stream.
Thank you, man.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yeah. It's a very sad reflection, unfortunately, with this too much drugs. You know what I mean? It's the number one thing for success. Stay away. Thank you very much. Just getting a delivery there. Thank you.
Bon appetit, my
Bon
friend.
appetit. Yes.
Is that your breakfast?
Mid morning. I got to keep the.
What-
I got to tell you.
What time is it in
O'Sheen,
Australia right now?
It's 10:35 a.m.
Oh, 10:35.
mid morning. O'Sheen,
Are you like? Are you kind of like a hobbit? Do you have like a 5 to 6 meals a day? Maybe 7, Arch. How many meals a day do you have?
He's eating.
I don't have many. I just have a snack, lunch, and dinner is basically it.
And that's it.
All right.
Portion
just quickly
control
from
there.
me,
Portion
I've got some
control.
stuff I need to sort
That's the
out. so I'm gonna
toughest
go.
one.
Timely,
Thank
we love you. Timely, thank you so
Guys,
much for coming on.
been
We
great.
love you.
Timely,
okay?
take care,
Legends.
sir. Take care.
Try and watch the
With-
super chats for Arch, please.
I will. Okay.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.
Machine, nice
Take
to
care,
meet you.
Timely.
Take it
Nice
easy.
to meet you, man. Have
Now
a good
we
night.
need this.
Bye.
Now we need this to have the
I-
4. See, look at
To
this.
have
It's
the
going to be.
squares.
We
I will
actually
take care
need
of
this.
you.
Look at that.
Perfect. Perfect.
You know, this is so clever. Instead of cleaning his room, Timeless, O'Sheen, he actually put a green screen up so he could run a background picture. Instead of
That's a
cleaning
very,
the
very smart thing to do. A lot of YouTubers do that.
Super chat.
Stud muffin.
Stud Muffin, $2. Can we get back to answering my super chat?
Yeah, what was it?
His super chat. I'm going to find it. See if I can find it. There's Stud Muffin. Let's get back there. What was the super chat? I can't find it. It's gone through the thingy now. Stud Muffin. What was that?
I apologize. Honestly, I don't remember. I'm scrolling. Okay. Arch, is it a pain to travel with your watches?
Oh, shit. Let me tell you a story. Guy in Thailand, he lived there, expat. He went to England for Christmas. He wanted to take he's a big vintage guy. He took 5 watches with him. He took them, they were in Thailand. He took them out. When he came back in, he got raided by customs. They said, "You're bringing 5 watches in." He had to pay 1 million baht in taxes.
Wow.
That's 40,000.
Wow.
And you know
Oh,
what?
boy.
These were from Thailand to start with.
Wow.
So is it hard? I got to tell you the truth. They are cracking down on this shit. It is terrible. There used to be, you can sort of get away. The unofficial rule, technically, you have to declare anything over, what is it, $2,000? You tell me. That's the rule.
In value?
Mm.
It was $10,000 in cash. Maybe that's changed.
No, that's for cash, but for jewelry and things like that there. Now,
Yeah, like you have
let
to fill
wear
that
a watch.
import. You're right. You have to, the temporary import list, everything. Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So many countries have that. Singapore, it's 5% or 7%. You're supposed to pay tax when if you bring in a couple of watches. I tell you this now, what has actually killed Thailand before COVID? Here we go. Timely behavior, $3. Thanks for allowing me on. Here's a donation. I love him. He's a beautiful guy. Let me just
Class
say this.
guy.
Before COVID, Thailand used to be a hub. You'd have all these dealers would fly into Thailand. They'd bring in a bag of watches. They wouldn't declare nothing. They would
Right.
sell, trade. They'd end up selling half and buying another half. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
And guess what? Now, particularly the Thais can be extremely racist, particularly if you're Pakistani or Indian or anything Arab. They will search all your shit. Judy, Judy, Judy. They were trying to nab you. And this sucks. We're supposed to be globalization with this free trade world. You know, you can take things between borders. That's a crop of shit. That's only meaning for big corporates like car companies. That's not for little guys who have small businesses. So technically, you go to Thailand to do watch buying and selling. You need to declare everything, pay the tax. How do you get the fucking tax back when you leave? If you haven't sold the watch there, how do you get the tax? It's not so easy to claim it back.
You got comment from Sinoco sales.
Sirocco sales $5. Gifts, etc., above 1,000 have to be declared into Australia.
I was talking to some Norwegians recently who were here in Venice, and they said it's a huge crime to re-enter and not declare. They said it's almost equal to murdering someone in that country. You have to declare. You know. I was like, "Are you going to buy any watches while you're here?" He's like, "No, because I'd have to declare them, and then I got to get hit with Norwegian tax." And I was like, "Can't you just wear it? You know, wear it on your wrist and walk through." And they were like, "No, it's a huge crime there to do that."
I see.
Interesting.
Yeah.
And the thing is, I can tell you a story. In Thailand, I know there was a Singapore watch dealer, husband and wife. It's a couple.
Mm-hmm.
He went through with the watches, right? She got busted. You know what? She had all the boxes. She had all the Patek boxes.
Uh-huh.
Guess what? They went out after him. They saw him. Okay. Excuse me. Would you come here for a minute? Boom. Now,
There are reports
this is supposed to be free trade between these countries. Do you understand free trade between the two?
Yeah, apparently now with Brexit in England, there's a lot of clamping down on this stuff in Heathrow. They're actually training people to recognize these symbols, these brand symbols and so on, stopping people. Of course, the issue is a lot of people are hiding their money in Richard Mille and high-end Patek and so on. Yeah. So I think if you buy yourself a Tissot or even an Omega, I don't think you have
under the
trouble.
allowance. It's under the allowance. Do you understand? It's
if you have a $250,000 Richard Mille on, you might have to answer some questions.
You know what happens if you've bought this thing? You often have the papers. You don't want to throw the papers away. The papers. So do you post the papers to your? It's an absolute disaster. Fella, $2. Profile 35-year-old hedge fund manager with Daytona Leopard in New York. He's a homosexual. It's all fake. The only thing he really has is the watch. And he's just bluffing his way through New York. He has absolutely nothing. Fake it till you make it. I gotta tell you, O'Sheen, there was even people who went to Baselworld. There's a famous story. You can Google this. Some journalists went to Baselworld with a couple. They took a couple of watches with them. They had to pay duty on the watches they brought in, and then they left Baselworld with those watches. They weren't there to sell it. They were just taking some watches in to show to some collectors and that.
Wow.
Can you believe that?
I can believe it. It's not right, but I can believe it.
The other thing is, they technically...
Super chat from Derek.
Here we go. Derek M. Here we go. $5. Thoughts on China making crypto illegal yesterday? Will it affect watch prices availability in the short term?
Hey.
That's interesting.
Can
I tell you something?
Yeah, man.
What just happened? Where's Arch?
There's nothing for you in Israel, You need to move to Japan. You understand that for love. You understand this, don't you?
Yeah, I must move to Japan. I want to move, man.
What other advice you have for him?
Archie, what do you want to?
This
Yeah.
is a multi-millionaire. Don't ever believe this shit. I had a good conversation with the Birdman, and Birdman said to me, this is a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, I am. I have lots of money, man, but it's not money. I want love.
Ah, that's sweet.
That's actually sweet.
And yeah.
Can
I give you some
Ocean
advice,
to...
Dis?
Yeah, go ahead.
Avoid it. Stick with the
Why?
money and the watches.
No love? No love, you say?
Love. Oh boy. You're asking the wrong guy.
Romantic love, man. I want to love somebody, to care for someone.
Okay.
We all do.
Okay.
Can we get
I'll see you on the
some,
other side of that, my friend.
Ocean, can we get some impressions from the London Watch Show from your perspective?
Sure. Yeah, what would you like to know?
Just how was it? What did you like? What was interesting to you? Like, what was the best thing that you seen there? Like, what was your
just very quickly there, just to let you know, it was actually Paul Thorpe's business. This is Paul Thorpe's business. It's
What do you
commercial. He set this up, doesn't he? This is Paul
No. Yeah, actually,
I don't know. I think he promotes it.
Paul is kind of a fall guy here because
okay.
He gets excited about it because it's there in his country and he wants everybody to come over, but he's actually nothing to do with it. He's just going to be one of the personalities there, meeting people, shaking everyone's hand, and he's promoting them and saying, "Hey, come to the London Watch Show." Actually, Paul is in the end.
Was it busy?
Yeah, it was quite busy. Yeah, it was very busy.
Did you meet anyone famous there?
How would I meet anyone famous there? I don't know. Like who would be there that I would meet?
Like did Prince Charles come?
No, it's nothing of that level at all. Nothing of that level. Nothing close to that. I have to say,
I will settle for somebody with a non-speaking role on EastEnders.
No. If anything, if there was any celebrities, it was us. It was the YouTubers.
The YouTubers, right?
We were the celebrities there. In fact, me and Adrian from Barker Jack were probably the pure. Like we weren't selling anything. We're not traders, so we were literally there to just show our faces and shake people's hands and stuff like that.
How was Adrian?
The guy is incredibly sweet and modest. I mean, he has a very big following. He's kind of a powerhouse in the YouTube world, and you would not know it.
You think he buys views?
I don't think so. No, I don't think he would get the tick next to his name on YouTube if he bought views, because he was audited by YouTube. And when you get 100,000 views, you could be audited, and if you are, they'll find out if you bought views. And I don't think he did.
Here we go. Stud muffin $2. This not Japanese, Chinese or Korean. Try Vietnam. Yes, much cheaper, and they're beautiful because they've got some of the French are intertwined with the Vietnamese.
Me love you long time.
Yeah, right.
That's so wrong. That's so wrong, This. Don't say shit like that.
Why?
That's not right. Come on.
Okay, well, anyway, just to finish thoughts there on that. London Watch Show was nice. It was great to meet all the lads and stuff. It is a very trader world. It's a trading world. Wasn't really about the beauty of brands. It was just a bunch of watches that guys were trading. The trading world is one side of the watch world.
Pride and Opinion was there. Did you say hello to Nico?
Yeah. We all hung out and we all had dinners and drinks and all of that. We all did that stuff together. Yeah. On one of the last nights, we all had dinner together. Just us, just the YouTubers. A lot of people were saying, if Archie was here, he would crush. And I was like, yeah, he would. Yeah, he would, because it's kind of a legend. A lot of people wanted to meet me.
Yes.
Because they were just, they go for the passion of the hobby. But the other guys are like, they're kind of celebrities, or they see themselves as celebrities, but they're just traders that are on camera. It's a weird thing.
Yeah.
It's a weird thing.
See.
And so I don't know. I kept arriving late to the shows because
Of
and people were
course.
getting pissed off because they were like, "Oh, I waited and I didn't meet you." And I'm like, I don't assume that people want to meet me, and I have nothing to sell. I have no stand. I have no.
Yeah, it's not.
What am I gonna do?
None.
Stand at the bar. That's all I gotta do, and shake people's hands and stuff like that.
Dan T, $5. Cheers or love the show. Thank you, Dan T. Let me just say this.
Oisin, who is your main mate in a YouTube world? Like who do you
He's
get
Archie
along?
Luxury. I'm his best mate.
I'm just curious. Like who do you get along the most? I mean, you support pretty much everyone, and
I support most of them. Yeah. Well, I know Paul Thorpe the longest because he spotted my channel before anyone else, and he contacted me, and we started doing little collaborations together. Even though me and Paul have completely different channels, it may not
right.
Like it's as if it's not about watches at all. It's about like he could be talking about used car sales or something like it could be anything else. We're very, very, very different channels, is what I'm trying to say. I always found his channel very interesting before I even knew him. But he contacted me very early, so there's been a kinship there. There's been a friendship. And when producer Michael pulled that fast one on me there last year, Paul went on his big rant. Do you remember Paul Thorpe went on and told everyone to go fuck themselves? Well, I was in there. He was like angry at producer Michael because of what he did to me. Yeah. And Paul was defending me because he's like, he's my mate and he has a really good channel, and you didn't do him right. So I've known Paul probably out of all of them. I've known Paul the longest, and we have a kind of a friendship now. We trust one another and stuff. And it was great to finally meet the guy in person. So that was the good thing for me about the London Watch Show. Everything else was just trader. It was a big market. It was like a big fish market of watches, which was interesting to some degree because you're like, wow, look at that watch. Wow, look at that watch. But then on the other hand, you're thinking, where are the brands? Where's the new stuff? Where's the passion? Where's the one thing I was missing for me was the passion about watches and the romance of the whole hobby. That I did not feel that in that room. A lot of lovely people, great guys, but I did not feel any romance for it. I felt like it was a fish market. It was just a market. It felt like the floor of on Wall Street or something at a certain point.
Space Lord, $7.77. Is the trading world overcrowded at this point? Will some operations need to bite the dust for others to survive?
Of course.
Look, I got to tell you, man, I think flipping watches, it's very, very no barriers to entry. All you need is a bit of stock and off you go. Put it on a Facebook forum, Gumtree, Craigslist, go. Margins incredibly tight. Also, if you're not careful, very nasty tax implications. If you're not careful, like in Australia, you're supposed to register a business if you turn over a certain turnover. If you're not careful, you can very easily get to those thresholds and you could get yourself into a lot of trouble. It's going to be inevitable. I think the truth is a lot of the margins, single digit, you might have high cash flow, but cash flow, total sales is not profit. Total sales is just churn. It's just turnover. It's the profit. Single digit margin on a lot of Rolexes, unfortunately.
Yeah,
and
there's slim margins.
Sorry,
invisible touch.
Slim. Invisible touch. Here we go.
Oh, buddy.
Genesis on.
Invisible touch, £10. Archie, please advise me on JLC Master Control Geographic. Sector dial, listed on Chrono now. Love it so much. On my wrist in my mature years, but chose Milgauss in 2018. Rare, second chance perhaps? No. Stick with the Milgauss, sunshine. The Master Control, it's a bitch to service. They're a lovely watch, but nowhere near as the the usability of a Rolex. A Rolex is greater than the sum of the parts. The beautiful thing about a Rolex is it's solid, waterproof. It can just accompany you with life. The JLC, I think the JLCs are a superb watch, but you've really got to have 4 or 5 other watches before you get a JLC. It's not a one and done. What do you think, Bear?
Absolutely agree with you.
O'Sheen, what do you think? Could you have
Sure,
a JLC?
but if you like, I wore some JLCs recently, and they were magnificent. Get what you like, you know.
I've got the Reverso. O'Sheen, I've had the Reverso for many, many years.
Yeah,
And
master control is very different, though, right?
you know, the funny thing is, talking about passion, when I got my Reverso, you know, I paid more for that than I paid for my Royal Oak 14790, and that Royal Oak is now $30,000, whereas the Reverso Lucky 7 or 8. Can you believe that? US 7 or 8 US.
Wow.
So I got to be honest with you. The Rolex is a very it's the Rolex. It's amazing because of what it is. So it's always the grass is greener on the other side until you get there. Okay, it's like if you marry your mistress, she becomes your wife. Okay.
Yeah, she creates a position for a position for a new job. If your mistress marries you, then she's just made a position for a new job.
It's no longer forbidden fruit when you're allowed to do it.
Oh, sure, yeah.
Yankee Doodle, $5. O'Sheen, you're a good schmoozer. I can see you being good with the. Of course.
Yeah.
We don't need to say that. Fuck me dead. It's stating the obvious.
I'm on a diet, right? I'm on a diet. I don't need any of that crap in my life right now. So I'm good right now.
Give me some, man. Give me some.
How tall are you, O'Sheen? How tall was Marco?
I'm 6 foot. I'm 6 foot. Marco was a fair bit shorter. And Tim a little bit. Everyone was shorter than me. I felt like the big giant.
Was Marco as chubby as he comes over in the YouTubes?
He's the same. He was the sweetest guy ever. Actually, I ended up hanging out with Marco on the Saturday nights. He is such a sweet lad, and he had some cigars, and we hung out, and it was just there was no pretension or anything like that, you know. So it was just laid back, but he was also.
Did he mention the $50,000 he made out of me?
I asked him at one point. I said, because I wasn't aware of all the stuff that went down with you guys online, so I was like, "Are you still on good terms with Archie?" And he's like, "No, I guess not." You know, I was like, "All right, well, sorry to hear that." So
yeah,
that's
it's okay.
Yeah,
you win some, you lose some. Humble Pine, $10. Since Green Room is using your background, can you charge sponsors twice as much? I think Green Room needs to put a bit of weight on.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go there. That's great. We've just done those super chats. That's fantastic. It's much better as a 4-screen. Look at that. See how beautiful it looks?
Who did you kick off now?
No, he's not there. He's walked away for a bit. So, you know, he gives me the shits, this, okay? Because I asked him to come on for many days. He doesn't come on. When I got A-grade crew, he wants to jump on. That really pisses me off. I got A-grade crew. He wants to be here. You know.
I actually have a watch question that perfectly now that Ocean is on, because he actually influenced me on this rebuy. Did you ever rebuy any watch and you sold it? You were determined that this watch is gone out of your life. You did not like it.
Yeah, the Seamaster, his girlfriend pinched.
No, I'm asking seriously, Arch. I'm asking you first.
He was serious.
But so, no, finish the question.
So basically, did you ever experience that where you did not like watch any longer? You sold the watch.
Yes.
And then you completely change your mind.
Yes.
You rebought the watch and now you love it. And what watch would that be?
A watch that a watch that I didn't like at all and got rid of and then rebought it. I don't know. No, I never.
Never
Not
happened.
exactly that dilemma. I've had several watches that I liked, but then I was like, maybe I prefer the other thing, and I'd sell one thing and move over to the other thing, and then I'd miss that watch. But I've never sold a watch that I did not like at all. I've never owned a watch that I did not like at all.
That
I don't.
actually happened to me, and you were part of the
What
solution
happened?
or whatever you want.
Which one?
It's Air King.
Yeah, the Air King. Yeah, it's coming back now.
It's
coming back.
It's a very controversial watch in my eyes from the Rolex. It divides opinions.
Yes.
And when I bought it originally and I had this watch, I looked at it and I felt like this is made out of spare parts.
Yeah, I know, because of all the
it just didn't do it for me. But I think you angled certain things. You're certainly an influencer. There is no question about it. But it wasn't just you. I mean, you were part of it, and then you start looking at it. It becomes also more in demand and so on. So you start looking at it from a different angle.
Yeah.
Then also the panic. What if this watch gets discontinued? And so on and so on. And through that craving and through that research and so on, you start admiring that green color on it, the unique yellow.
You know what? I was surprised about the Air King, because I turned those down at the authorized dealer at a discount.
You said that,
like over a year ago. And because of that dial, I was so confused, different fonts and different things. And
I want the 991.
The 991. What's the difference there?
They reckon it was a mistake.
Oh, excuse me. Sorry, the 2 9s.
I think that may have been a joke, you know.
Okay.
I don't know. I did hear about it, but that's
but you know, when I got it, I just put it on. I opened the box. I got a good offer on one, like pristine new card, everything. And I said, look, I'll take it, and if I don't like it, I'll just sell it on. There's no problem. But I'll just take it just to have it, because now stainless steel sports, it feels like anything. Even the dogs of the category are trading above value, and there's something to behold and something to put aside. And I opened the box. I'm like, well, there you are. It's you. And I put it on, and I was like, you know what? All right. Not so bad. I've got big wrists, so it wears kind of well on my wrist. It's a big watch. It's not a small watch, the Air King. It's like the Milgauss. It's a fair size.
It's high, yes.
High. And, you know, I was surprised that it was so kind of shiny. It's a shiny watch. You know, you think that a watch like that doesn't have much to give in the way of presentation or sparkle. But actually, it's a very shiny watch. It has like a mirror bezel, and it's got those shiny sides, and it really kind of sparkles. I think to someone who doesn't know one watch from another, if they see that watch, they'll be like, wow, that's a cool looking watch, because it's got a lot of pizzazz to it. Then you take a second look at the dial, there's all that weirdness going on. If you know the history and understand why the dial is made that way, then it makes sense. It isn't all just plastered together by spare parts. Actually, the truth is that it's not. It actually has a reason to be that way. But at first glance, it does appear to be that way, like that. It's just mishmash of different things.
Quick super chat.
Yep.
2 quick super
Mr.
chats.
Zoso, $5. Bear, I did that as well. Ulysses Nardin Maxi Marine Yellow, 263353. Sold to Roman, bought it back. 7 out of 100, love it. Number 7 of 100, love it. There
nice.
Go there. And you know what? I did the same with the Tudor Black Bays. I wanted one. I got it. I hated it. Sold it. Missed it. Wanted it back. Bought one. And then I hated it again. Sold it. Then missed it. Brought it.
Happens a lot.
Exactly.
Guys.
But the question I had, when you say history, it explains the reason for the look of the Air King.
Yeah.
But it doesn't really. It goes against its original look. So that's kind of what bothered me.
Well,
Originally.
isn't it that aircraft? They still haven't finished it. It was a project.
But it's not an aircraft. It's that high-speed desert vehicle,
Oh yeah,
Bloodhound
okay,
or
yeah. And
whatever.
they haven't
So
finished
it's
it
not.
yet. So they were,
Yeah.
but the
So
speed dials on the inside are made by Rolex, and
right.
they're based on that.
Right.
Chat.
So
Yeah.
to me, that goes against the air history of it.
Fair
On the
enough.
other hand, it's very different and very unique. So,
Yeah.
and that shine that you talk about, definitely, a second time I got it and I looked at it, it just looked different. I can't explain. It's all emotion anyway. Super chat,
There we
Sarge.
go. Giro Pal, ruble, 40 rubles to all. Choose one Rolex for life. Which one? Very good question. I
Very
got to
good
tell
question.
you, I've actually thought about this when I had that offer with MJT. I thought, what do I really, 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 really want? And okay, after Daytona, after Pepsi, and I thought sub date, just something
Yeah.
you could just use. Simple. It's not bragging. It's not showing off.
Yeah.
You could
Yeah,
just,
yeah.
and
It's the
I don't want the
quintessential.
green. I don't even want the green. I want the black. I want the
Great
black.
choice.
Yeah,
Bear.
it's great. Yeah.
Oshin, chip in. What would you have? One and done Rolex.
One and done. Well, that or
Air
the
King. Air King.
Air
Sneak
King
of the
maybe.
devil.
Air King
Mm.
maybe, but
Mm.
a no date. A no date's also very nice. A
Mhm.
no date here. I have, what do I have here? I have the Hulk as well. I have the no date, the 41. Such a beautiful, simple, clean looking watch. But the date is also
Perfectly
excellent.
balanced. Perfectly
Yeah.
balanced.
It's just a
So
simple,
is that your choice?
yeah. Maybe. Then the date, probably the green.
The Hulk.
But I think I agree with you, Archie. I have to say, I think just a regular date, black Submariner. If you want something a bit shiny, the thing about those watches is they look a little toolish. They look a little tough. And if you want something shiny and sparkly, why
me
not
say this.
a date
I was
just and just like use
I
that
was
for your
deciding to
weekend
go
thing?
for a date or a no date. And many years ago, when I had the no date, everyone said, "Oh, it doesn't have the date." They hated the no date, right? This was in the early 2000s, 2000, 2001, 2002. Now it's really trendy to have the no date. So I thought, you know what? Let's go for the date because it's not
Date's a
trendy
classic.
now.
It's a
I like the
classic.
non-trendy one. That's when I chose the Polar, is because they hated the white. I go against the trend.
That's
I
true.
like
That's
it.
true.
I like
true.
it.
Yeah.
Now everybody wants the Polar. No, the date is it's a
Bear.
quintessential watch.
And we got our good friend Timely down what's his name? Down below there, he would go for his date just. You love your date just or a Milgauss.
Classic Rolex, 100%. I would go for my steel Pepsi ceramic on
Ooh.
oyster bracelet. Because ultimately that is my favorite Rolex. GMTs are my favorite line. I don't think it's necessarily a great choice as a universal watch, but I don't really care. It's just my choice.
Sure.
LC $2 at Marco's 5'6" could be considered a hobbit. 5'6" is pretty tall still. That's not terrible. 5'3" is short. 5'6" 5'6" is okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. Nico's short. He's a very short guy.
Yes.
Very
He's
short
so
guy.
funny. He's so freaking funny.
Yeah, he's a good fun lad. He had a huge crew with him and stuff at the London Watch Show. Oh my God. Must have cost him so much money just to go there.
Because that's expensive. They're in a top hotel.
Yeah, they didn't have to stay at the Grosvenor, but they could have stayed
did
there.
you stay there?
I did not stay at the Grosvenor.
It's so
no.
expensive, the Grosvenor.
And it wasn't just that, but I knew there'd be a lot of fanboys around and stuff. Didn't want to be just like walking there to get a cup of coffee and, So I was like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'll stay somewhere else. I had a good deal somewhere else, so I took that. But
That's a nice hotel, isn't it?
it is a very nice hotel. The Grosvenor is a very nice hotel. And the Dorchester is just down the street. And the
You
Marriott's
stayed
just
at
up
the
the street.
Dorchester?
No, I didn't stay at the Dorchester, no. I
would
stayed
just
about
be a
5
hobo.
minutes away at the Hilton.
Could you use Tinder to be a homosexual there in London?
I
What do
don't
you
know. I never used that in my life.
No,
No.
He
that's
doesn't have
exactly
to,
it.
Arch. He doesn't have to. Cool, good-looking people, they don't use Tinder.
Yankee Doodle, $5. I'm O'Sheen's age. I purchased a 16610 in 2005. Been wearing it as an everyday ever since. I find the 5-digit sub more charming. It's a great watch, the 5 digits. I love it.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful, yeah.
I would say that I prefer the bracelet on new one. So
yeah, but the proportions on it's SP $3, AC3. If you sold milli sub, what Patek you get? If you sold, I don't think I'd ever contemplate that because it was so
you
hard
go
to get
opposite. You go
Right.
opposite.
I don't think I would ever do that, to be honest. I don't even want to think about it because it would hurt MJT and Invisible Touch, £5. I hope you might pull up the JLC to discuss aesthetically. Let's bring this baby up here. Let's bring this up here. So it's the JLC. Let's bring this baby up.
I actually looked at it. It's a white. Yeah, I hate it. It looks like a freaking Oris or some shit.
Which one? The Master Control?
Yeah,
It's the Geographic, isn't it? It's the Geographic.
I pictured it completely different.
I was wearing one of those things. A chap who came along to the London Watch Show. We went out for drinks, and one of the guys had one in gold. It was magnificent.
Yes. I'll just get up Chrono. We'll bring up Chrono. We'll have a look at this thing here. So it's we'll just get this up here. I'm not as fast as Barbie.
Do you want me to give you the name, the reference number?
Yeah, give us that. Yeah.
Okay, so it's a Q14.
Oh shit! Just hang on there. This is
Okay.
terrible. You know, I'm not as fast as what's his name. You know this? JLC. It's a
JLC
Q14.
Master Q14.
Yeah.
28
28
530. Sector dial. I don't know. This fucking thing doesn't look good to me.
Super chat.
Look, it's got a charm to it. I don't think it's ugly.
Yeah, but
nice.
Seriously, you take this over Milgauss?
No way in the world. I like the Explorer 3, 9, and 12 kind of theme. And
if you like wide dial, just get the wide dial Milgauss.
Yeah.
That's actually good value Rolex.
Look, you've got to really love your JLCs. These here, what are that? This is about $8,000. $8,000. You know what? You're much better off putting your money into a Milgauss. I wouldn't. This is not waterproof like the Rolex is.
If it's about money and investment, yeah, of course.
It's on a leather strap. You know, bracelet is so much more usable. ABC, £2. The S is silent in Grosvenor. Grosvenor. Okay, thank you.
Grosvenor.
Listen, Arch, when Tim Mosso, who is hardcore JLC fanboy, says he would pick Milgauss, I think that speaks volumes about Milgauss.
What happened to Tim? Has he sold everything off?
Everything.
What's he got? He's got that stupid sin.
Yeah, he's got a Zin.
Why? Why has he done that?
I don't know, man. He probably felt something that we all go through occasionally. You know, all of us collectors get these moments. I don't know. He wants to buy a car.
O'Sheen, have you ever had the feeling to sell all your watches off and do something else?
Sell them off, not do something else, but sell them off, sure. Yeah, sometimes there are too many watches.
I was thinking of selling them off and buying a semi-trailer.
Wow. There's something very alluring about having one watch. The one watch
Yeah,
guy.
we were talking
That's-
about. Mm.
That's so. I envy those guys. Because, you know, why do we change our watches? Because we're not fully satisfied. We want to change it to something else and switch around. Whereas the one watch guy is so happy. He's not thinking about his watch. It comes wherever he goes. It's on his wrist.
He hasn't
It
got
stinks to
security
his arm.
concerns. Hasn't got security.
Yeah, he doesn't have to worry about dropping watches off at the bank. The watch is at home. When the wife comes home, if she sees the watch on the kitchen table, she knows he's home. That can't happen with me. My girlfriend comes back, she sees a watch, she goes, well, there's another watch. They're all over the bloody place. They're lying all, she finds them in the bed. You know, there's watches all over the place. I like the idea of the watch, the one watch guy. It's one, like he has his one car and his one watch. It's like it's part of him. It's part of his aesthetic. Now, finding the right watch for his aesthetic is the next challenge. But I envy those guys.
I think if you're going to pick the one watch, it has to be steel on a steel bracelet. I think that's an important.
Yes.
And I think it has to
Maybe.
have maybe a function, either a GMT or a timing bezel. I got to be honest with you, the bezel on the sub I find so much more convenient than the Daytona or a chronograph.
Frankly, do you ever use chronograph? Seriously, it's more of a.
I did. I used it for cooking steaks. You got to
Okay.
time how long it's.
Oh,
You
yeah.
flip. You know what I mean? But it's always a pain in the ass with the Rolex. You got to unscrew the pushers.
I'm leaning
the
toward time
Omega
only
crest.
watches more and more.
I like
No,
no
last time I
date.
used the chronograph first. When they remember when those guys stormed the Capitol on January 6th, and then there was all those hearings that came afterwards, and they were they have an allotted amount of time, and they would have certain speakers. They would give them 30 seconds or 1 minute or 90 seconds, and they would always go over the time. I was sitting there watching that whole thing because I was interested to see what happened. And I had my speedy on. I started timing to see if they really got that 30 seconds or 45 seconds. They never did. It was always way over time.
Tell me this, O'Sheen. Once COVID is under control, will the watch market sag or explode?
It's a very good question because this came up the other night when I was on with Paul and Anthony and that other guy, Alex, the watchmaker. About the, everybody would talk about whether the watch world would sag, whether the bubble would burst or whatever. And I always thought, I said to the guys, I always thought, we were talking about this 2 years ago, weren't we? And I always thought the only thing that could maybe do it wasn't the attention being brought to another brand or whatever. It would be something exterior, like a global crisis of some sort, perhaps a global health crisis. But I thought, well, we'll never get to test that out. That's hypotheses. But actually we did. We got to test it out. Bizarrely, we got to test out exactly what effect a global health crisis, a very serious one, that affected every country around the world, would have on all the markets. And truth be told, it didn't really have any effect. I mean, if you're in the airline industry, the hotel industry, sure. Tourism industry, sure. But it didn't affect the watch market. When it all comes back, I can only think that it won't affect it at all. Because if the crisis didn't affect it, then why would the crisis ending affect it?
Here's a good question for O'Sheen to answer. Tim S, $2. Could an Oysterflex Daytona work as an only watch?
Sure. Well, with
I
the
think
price
the
of
gold
this
is
thing,
the problem. The gold,
it might be a good only watch with the price of it. It's pretty expensive.
The problem is that it's
Um,
precious metal, but you really want to wear precious metal everywhere?
it's a little too flashy. It's a little too flashy. You know, the guy who buys this watch
I don't
normally
even
has a lot
think
more.
Daytona can work as a only watch. Daytona as a Daytona is not meant.
Oops, we lost him.
Yeah, a lot of people, though, their only watch ever was a Daytona. They just didn't need the date or anything, and they just went for Daytona. Even if they never pushed those pushers in their life, it was just getting a Rolex Daytona. I don't know. It's problem with these watches is they're built for men with a lot more money than us. You know what I mean? So they're like the guy who buys this watch has a yacht, and he has a plane, and he has several cars. So he puts it on, and he likes it because it looks
I
nice.
thought he
And
was
he doesn't.
serving chopped liver in Japan somewhere.
But like it's pricey. I'm aware of how much it costs and what if anything happens to it, how much money I've lost. That goes for all of these fancy watches. You buy an $8,000 sub or whatever it costs in the gray market. Really, that's aimed at the guy who can wear a steel watch and beat the hell out of it and not care that it costs that much. Whereas most of us in the YouTube world and the guys watching right now are probably caressing it and caring over it.
Very true.
So what that really means is they can't afford it, or we can't afford it.
We go
if you
beyond.
have to worry,
we go beyond.
huh?
We go beyond.
Yeah,
what
we can't
reasonable
passion
cost
entities.
is. Yeah.
Who's to say?
I do think that that Oysterflex bracelet does allow you to enjoy the precious metal watch much more than if it's a solid gold bracelet.
I'll tell you one thing: it would be so heavy if it had the.
It is
because it's a really heavy. It's really weighty.
Yeah.
If this had a rose gold bracelet, it would be so heavy.
Well, I can tell you, I
don't
have
think I
that.
could wear
When I compare this to that, it's uncomparable. It's just and the comfort as well. It's so much more comfortable to wear Oysterflex than precious metal.
Yeah, it's very, very comfortable.
Super chat.
Tim,
it's an amazing
one.
one.
Same one. We got that. He sent it twice. Thank you, Tim. The Timepiece Fund, $2. True enthusiast and one watch guy is mutually exclusive.
I agree.
Hello, Doc.
That's true. That's true.
You will search, if nothing else. You'll have a drive. You can't help it. You want to experience as much as you can, and one watch will not satisfy you.
It happens in the music world, guys. How many musicians do I know? I have no idea. Of all different levels. And there are the guys who, let me give you a picture of two different creatures within that, on that animal farm, okay?
Yeah.
One is the guy who's always looking for the new pedal to add to all his list of pedals on the floor, for his guitar sounds. Or he's looking for that new guitar strap that fits him more comfortably. Or he's out looking for that new, or trying new string gauge to see if it's better. And then there's another guy who doesn't have any of that equipment. He's just got one guitar, but he's out rocking and he's writing songs. He's making music. He's screwing girls. And his guitar gets thrown around. And he's just got his amp and his guitar and one pedal. And that's enough for him to rock and roll. Because he's spending more time out there making music, using the instrument for what it's for. The other guy is at home going, and shopping online and watching Roland came out with a new pedal for the sounds and it's got better delay. And he's all obsessed with it and he's gathering all the gear, but he's not making music. He's not doing what's supposed to be done. So I come from that world. Coming into the watch world, it makes me laugh because I see the guys who get the watch they love and they just get out there and they live it and they use it and they love it. And then there's all the other guys who just can never really truly use any of their watches for what they're for because they're always obsessed about. And I'm probably guilty of that too as well. I recently saw that Vacheron that Adrian was talking about in Bark and Jack. That's a sporty dual time. And I thought, isn't that the miraculous watch? Because it's a sporty watch. It doesn't look like a fancy dress watch. It doesn't look like high horology, but it is. And it's the sort of watch that you can go out and, you know, hike with and wear every day and go anywhere with.
Speaking
Oh,
of which,
Doc,
has David Bowie's
Doc
watch.
is on a,
Has,
there's a Doc. I didn't even see.
yeah,
Hi,
Doc,
Doc.
is there.
Doc,
How's it
how are
going,
you?
guys? I'm
Nice to
good.
see
How
you,
are
sir.
you?
Has
It's
David
good to see you
Bowie's watch?
guys.
He had the Longines, the solid gold Longines. That was David Bowie's watch.
Oh,
Look at
nice.
that.
That actually looks.
Yeah.
I can. Hey, anything he wears would look cool. Let's be honest.
Of course.
Exactly.
Super chat.
Exactly. Super chat. Here we go. Here we go. Super chat. Mr. Zoso, $2. Wish they would make Oyster Flex with the stainless steel. Yes.
Unfortunately,
Yes,
I don't
indeed.
think that we're gonna see that. I can't
don't
see
know
that
why
happening.
they can't. You know.
Oh, they can. They just don't want to.
They do with Tudor, don't they?
What do you mean with Tudor?
Well, Tudor, you can get the Black Bay with the leather strap. You can get it with the NATO.
Oh, you can't compare the Oyster Flex with rubber straps if that's the path you're going.
Yeah.
It's a
Yeah.
completely
Oyster Flex is
different.
much better. Much
It's
better.
not. It's completely different. It's actual bracelet. It's not rubber strap.
Yes. Yes. I find it hard. I don't understand why. Well, they don't need to. They don't need to mass market. They've got enough customers. But wouldn't it be so cool if they brought something entry level as a
Fine touches. It's all about fine touches. Little fine
Could you imagine they
tuning.
brought out a 39 mil
Mhm,
Oyster Perpetual
mhm.
on a rubber strap? Wouldn't that be so cool with a steel deployment clasp? That'd be amazing.
Or how about the sub
Maybe
on
so
Oyster
different.
Flex?
Or a shark mesh.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen.
And what
There's-
about no crown guard sub? Wouldn't that be so
Oh my
cool?
goodness, Sarge, how cool would that be?
Well, now you're talking about a reissue, essentially.
Yeah, that's what he's talking
And-
about.
And wouldn't it be something if they did a reissue Daytona, like a 4-digit type? It would go crazy.
Tell me this, O'Sheen. What made you buy the Oyster Flex Daytona there? What was the driver? That's a lot of money. What was the driver for it?
Oh, I want to hear this.
I just tried it on. I was after the at the London Watch Show. I tried on the Olive Day Date
Yeah.
in rose gold.
They're hot
Bit of a
right now,
heavy
eh?
You bought the Oyster Flex in London
Yeah,
at the watch show?
yeah. And this, I got this too in London. This Datejust,
Mhm.
the blue
Wow.
dial on the
Jubilee?
Jubilee. I came back. I didn't want to bring watches back, but I came back with some watches.
That's okay,
And,
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah, I know. I swore I wouldn't buy any watches, but I did.
But what
But,
attracted you to the Oyster Flex? Like what made
Yeah,
you-
I was gonna buy that day. I was gonna buy the olive dial day rose gold with the president bracelet, and just go for a big heavy hitter watch. Just a big solid gold thing, and I love rose gold. And I was also interested in the root beer because I'm a big fan of the GMT Master 2 and the root beer, but the solid gold root beer is a sexy watch. But when you have them all in front of you and you can try them all on, I went out to BQ Watches. That guy Spencer Dreyer is a lovely guy. He invited me out on the Monday after the weekend of the show, and I was on his live stream and stuff that evening. When you try them all on back to back, you really see how they are, rather than lusting from afar. when you have them in front of you and you're able to actually put them on your wrist, it's a whole other thing. And something a lot of people can never do at Rolex because they're so rare and so hard to get. You kind of have to commit to a product you've never actually tried on. It's kind of obscene.
Tell me this, O'Sheen. Were you tempted when you were buying that beautiful Oyster Flex? Were you tempted for a Lange, a Patek? Because you could get many Langes.
No, well, they weren't there. Had I thought about the money, like now that you say it, had I thought about the money I was spending, maybe I would have reconsidered and said, well, now that I'm into a new money bracket, perhaps I should be going Patek or something. But I love the Daytona, and I think it's such a classic thing. I think it's a higher level Rolex to have. And so I have a lot of respect for the Daytona, so I didn't mind. But anyway, going through all the different watches, then I came to this, and they had the chocolate, and they had Spencer's amazing. He's got one of every. They had the chocolate, they had the black, and I was just trying everything on, and I put this on my wrist, and it was just me. I was like, that's me. That just suits me so perfectly, and I just fell in love with it. It's so outrageously beautiful, and I said, okay, maybe I should get this.
Were you tempted with the white gold? You know, the Yachtmaster 42 mil. You know, that's on the Oyster Flex.
I was actually. I did try that. Yeah, I tried that watch on, and I love the Yachtmaster. I was tempted, but you have to see this in person. If you see this in person, the questions are all moot. When you see this, you go, oh my God, okay, I see what you mean. Because this thing just is stunning. The
Is that the one that JJ also has? The one that Oisin has?
Yeah, JJ might have this. Yeah, didn't he get a Paul Newman configuration one recently?
I thought he's got yellow gold, but hasn't he got yellow gold?
Oh, I don't know.
I'm not sure.
Once you see it, $5 at current prices. Day-Date 40 black dial versus black ceramic Daytona versus rose gold Day-Date olive.
That's a tough question. I take the Day-Date 40 black dial out, and now I will leave these two to fight it. I think I'll go with black ceramic Daytona myself.
Steel ceramic Daytona. Yeah, I think you're probably right there. The rose gold is very beautiful with the olive dial, but
it is. It's a hot
Daytona. I'd have to go with the Daytona, especially with O'Sheen's one here stirring up the traffic.
Yeah,
it's gorgeous. That is a beautiful watch, man.
I think the Daytona is a little more versatile, and the Day-Date's going to be a little more dressy.
And I was in the very lucky position that, you know, if you're in the AD, they have one of these every year or two. You know what I mean? If you're offered one, you better take it. Whereas I'm sitting there in Spencer's place, and he's got everything. I'm trying on the black, the chocolate, and this.
How much over retail do they go
side
for?
by side. I think this is 28,000 euros or 29 euros. And it trades at brand new for about 45 and used for about 41. So fair amount over retail because it's a Daytona.
You can't get it, but I mean, you're not going to play the AD games, are you?
For something like this, you can't, because they can't order something like this comes through the store. It's a one in a lifetime thing. Daytonas are just so rare coming through the ADs. I know what my AD very well. I can see your Google
ads have been very good for you, O'Sheen, lately.
I'm not buying any of this stuff with Google ads, man. I produced a lot of records, man.
What are you doing to have this huge success, man?
Well, I produced a lot of records and I did a lot of work, and I have a computer store out in New York and stuff, so.
Yeah.
That's
Archie desperately needs a new computer.
The PC or Mac?
PC.
By the way, I want to disagree with Doc BBW. When he mentioned that Day-Date would not be as versatile. You see, I think Oisin, with his style of dressing, like that black shirt, jeans, and all that cool stuff, that Day-Date actually looks so fucking good with that style
Yeah,
of
you have to
dressing.
had I was this close to getting it, and had I gotten it, it would have been about letting the watch be the star. You know, wear jeans and t-shirts and some boots, and let the watch pop. Because if you try and if you try to dress up to that watch, you're going to look like a Christmas tree. You're going to overdo it with the suit and so on. Don't do that. Let the watch be the cherry
center of
on the
attention.
cake.
And
Yeah.
And I didn't want to. I wasn't trying to say, Bear, that you can't wear, say, a Submariner with a tuxedo, because obviously James Bond did it.
Yeah.
But I guess what I meant was that the Day-Date's just a gold Day-Date is a dressier watch than a ceramic Daytona. So you got to figure out, do you want really a super dressy watch, or do you want a more sporty watch?
For me, the only super dressy watch from Rolex probably would be Cellini. The rest, to be honest with you, even Datejust or Day-Date, I don't see them as super dressy. I think they look fantastic.
You don't see this dressy? I mean, this thing is so dressy and elegant when I put it on. My God, I mean, I need to wear a nice silk shirt or something.
Bracelet makes it more dressy. Yeah, Jubilee bracelet will do that for sure. For sure, you're right. You're right on that one.
Yeah.
What is that? Can you just? Archie is not here. Is that a two-tone? My camera, I can't see on a small screen. What is that Datejust?
Oh, it's not. It's just steel. It's got the fluted bezel.
Is it 36, 40? Which one is
41.
it? 41.
41.
Black dial.
It's
blue dial.
Blue.
Sticks.
Blue dial. Sticks. It's fluted, for me. Right? It's the perfect Datejust.
Yeah, that's the one that's most in demand.
Yes, it's the perfect Datejust. That's why. The absolutely perfect Datejust to me. If you want Datejust, this is it. The second right behind it is the silver dial or rhodium dial. They're also beautiful, but the blue, of course, is always going to get that more attention. I'm not a fan of the Wimbledon. I know a lot of people.
I was just about to ask you. You don't see it as it's not your favorite.
I've been offered the Wimbledon many times. I've always turned it down.
Is it the
Wimbledon is just too cluttered. It's too cluttered. It's too much. It's not. It doesn't have. If you're going to get a watch like this, you want elegance. Mm-hmm. The Wimbledon doesn't have elegance with those big numerals like that. It's too much.
I think Wimbledon is probably the sportiest Datejust.
Yeah, it's sporty. It's sporty. Yeah, I won't get a Datejust for sportiness. I'll get the Datejust because I want to put it on at a wedding with a nice suit. You know, that's what the Datejust is to me. If I want to be sporty, I'll wear one of the other sporty watches, you know.
Cool. Doc, you are a Daytona fanboy. We know that.
Well, I'm a chronograph fanboy, really. So at heart, yeah, so like even my 765 Type 20, I love it.
Wow.
You know, the Breitling Type 20.
You're Breitling. Yeah, I've seen that one. You posted it. It's awesome looking watch.
And good bang for the buck too, you know. For
Breitling, a totally great bang for the buck. Yeah.
May I ask you, Doc, if you're such a fan of Type 20, how come you never went for the Breguet Type 20?
Well, I fell in love with the Breguet Vintage Type 20, which is I'm in love with a 1960 Breguet Type 20 that I saw in Chrono 24 until I saw the price. It was like 40 grand.
Yeah. Have you ever seen the Danes Type 20 Dodane, the vintage ones?
Yes, the Dodane is also an alternative, and even that's a little expensive, you know.
I'm just saying it's maybe a little bit better value. Of course, it's expensive. Any Type 20 is going to be expensive, but it's probably a little bit better value for something that has such a potential for growth as a vintage piece.
Well, the interesting thing is I was looking at those before they did the reissue. And when the reissue came along, I didn't even realize that the Breitling also had a Type 20 until that came out.
Mhm.
And I said, wow, I could live with that, you know? And
Mhm.
for $6,000, I'm good. You know, I mean,
Absolutely.
yes,
Hey
it
guys,
would be nice if it said Breguet on it, but obviously it doesn't.
hey,
Yes,
my
boss.
hey, I just wanted to ask O'Sheen there. I mean, seriously, to have bought that Oysterflex, is that the most expensive watch you've ever bought?
Let me think about that. Yes, it is. It's not the most expensive watch I've had because I was given a Nautilus 5711 from a friend last year who has a lot of amazing watches, and he wanted to sell that, and he gave it to me one night drinking. He was like, just take it, wear it, see if you like it, and if you want, you can buy it. And I think he was hoping I would scratch it or lose it or something, so I'd have to buy it. It was a lot of money. And I wasn't comfortable having it around the house, and I didn't want to put it on the channel because it wasn't really mine yet. I didn't want to commit. Then I gave it back to him, and then they discontinued the thing. The price went crazy. I think he would have taken probably 50,000.
Oh goodness, you
Go
would have
ahead.
made shitload of money.
Sean W.
I know.
$2.80.
I know.
O'Sheen, have you met Paige or Plant?
No, I have not. No, I don't want to meet Paige.
I don't even know who they are. Who is
Pink
Paige?
Floyd, right? That's a Pink Floyd.
Jimmy Page,
Pink
Led
Floyd.
Jimmy
Zeppelin,
Page.
Robert Plant from Zeppelin. The guys from Led Zeppelin.
Okay.
I'd rather meet Plant than Page, but I haven't met either. Sorry.
Tell me this.
Met
How
Pete
does it
Townsend.
feel? Tell me this. How does it feel? Like, is that a common?
Why do you say that? I'm just curious. You don't like these guys? I don't know much about music of the. So can you tell me why you saying this?
Well, they're both musicians in maybe the greatest rock band of all time, Led Zeppelin, or one of the
right?
greatest.
Okay.
And Jimmy Page is just famously an asshole. Everybody knows that.
What makes him an asshole?
He's just a defeatist dude, and he's, you know, you can't walk up to Jimmy Page on the street and shake his hand. He'll tell you to go fuck off. That's that's Page. That's just the way he is. He's also a bit of a Satanist. He's into Aleister Crowley and all that. Robert Plant is a, you know, much more down to earth kind of dude, from what I can tell in the music world. I'd rather meet him, but I haven't met either. Sorry. Go ahead.
Very interesting.
Very interesting indeed there. Here we go. Next question is Kevin Arzus, $2. Arch, how much to show a quick ladies unboxing? How much to show a quick ladies? Sure, we can do that. Evan Hoggenkamp, $2. O'Sheen, is Buddy Guy the GOAT guitar player? Is Buddy Guy the GOAT guitar player?
Greatest of all times.
Well, Buddy Guy preceded everybody, so everybody really started from him. So yeah, I mean, if the first is the greatest of all time, then yeah, maybe Buddy Guy is one of those. But I wouldn't listen to Buddy Guy personally.
You're a bass player or guitar player? What is your main?
Bass and piano.
Bass and piano. And
Yeah.
how would you determine
That was
greatest?
a fantastic video, by the way. Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say that was a
Sorry?
fantastic video of you playing. You were playing the guitar and the keyboard simultaneously.
Mm-hmm.
That was quite impressive. Very nice song too.
That happened by accident because in the studio we would. There's four guys, you know. So we would. I do a lot of. I studied as, you know, I was supposed to be a concert pianist. Actually, that's what I wanted to be when I was younger. And I went to the Royal Irish Academy. I got a scholarship there, and I was one of those crazy dudes playing Rachmaninoff all day long. And then went into the rock and roll world. But when we went into the studio, you know, I was playing bass and my brother's on guitar, my cousin's singing, and our friend is on drums. But then we'd need some keyboard parts, so I would put them down. But then we would get to live, and it was like, who's going to play the keys? Did we get someone in to play the keys? And I was like, well, hang on a minute, maybe I can do both. So I just started playing both at the same time. Then it became a big thing. People were like, oh shit, that was crazy when you just like you were doing both instruments at the same time. It was funny because
I've never seen that
I picked
anywhere.
Yeah, well, you've seen it. Like if you've ever seen Rush, that progressive rock band from Canada, Neil Peart, the famous drummer who died last year. Those guys would play, like Geddy Lee would play a little bass and play keys, and also on the floor they would play Taurus pedals, which is an octave of pedals, look like an organ pedals on the floor. So those guys did a lot. It was 3 guys, and they'd make more sound than 10 guys. But yeah, it was rare to see, the two things happen at the same time. Here's an interesting thing. I picked up a tip years ago, because when you walk on stage, you're always half the musician you are at home, right? So you play at home, you play the best shit of your life, right? But you walk on stage, it's loud, it's sweaty, it's hot, there's lights on you, there's crowd, people screaming. You've done all your practicing at home in your bedroom. You're now in a new environment. So you're not going to be quite as relaxed as you are at home, you know, in the bedroom or whatever when you've been practicing. So your ability is halved. So I was told by a very smart guy many years ago, always practice with something else going on. Do something beyond. And then when you go on stage, you can remove that thing. So what I would do with the bass in the left hand and the keyboards in the right, at home when I'd practice the songs, I would read something. Like I'd grab a milk carton or something. I'd just read the side of it. Or, you know, a cornflakes box. I'd just read it. So I was doing 3 things. I was playing the piano on the right, playing the bass on the left, and then reading something and concentrating on the reading. That way I'm doing 3 things. So then when I went out on stage in front of 10,000 people, I didn't have to read, so it was easy. I was removing one part of the problem, and I found it then easy. I didn't have to worry about the other parts. The worst thing you can do in those moments is start thinking about it, because your unconscious just takes care of everything. It's like walking down the street. You don't have to think about left foot, right foot, left foot, right. You just naturally walk. If you start thinking about it, you might trip over. But just let your subconscious just do it. So, you know, the weirdest thing that was
that Datejust 41 Blue is cool. I have it and just love it. This is the same as the Ocean watch.
Is that actually?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Is that actually the Timepiece Fund wrist shot?
Yes.
Beautiful.
Yes.
That's at his pool. The one that he jumped in.
Yes, that's the one.
So that's it. That's the same watch. That's the same exact watch.
Gorgeous.
Beautiful watch.
It's a real stunner. That's a real shiny head turner, that watch.
Ramsey,
Yours
$5
is on a Jubilee too?
Yeah.
Ramsey, $5. Arch, what paddock should O'Sheen buy? What would suit his collection? Look, I got to tell you, I think for O'Sheen himself there, the only thing I would really say to O'Sheen, I think is good value. I get a 5130 in white gold. I reckon that'd suit you to a T. It's the world time, not the current world time. It's the previous. It's not my world time. It's the 39.5 mil one. I reckon that would suit you.
What generation after yours, right? Generation after yours?
Yes, generation after. It's because you got New York customers, you got London, you're all over the world. I reckon you need a world time, man.
I would love. Beautiful. I think Aquanaut, Grenade Aquanaut, or orange one.
Ooh,
that's how
the
I
orange
see it.
one. That would be the jewel time. That's the home time. You know. Yeah, that'd be. But I think a world time is cooler because he goes everywhere. O'Sheen's in London. He's in New York, Paris, everywhere. He's been to all these cool places.
What do you think, O'Sheen? What do you think, O'Sheen?
I love the world timer. I love Patek. I would
All you
love
need
to
to
just
do
get
is
rid of
just keep
everything.
doing what you're doing, and you'll have one in a couple months' time.
Yeah, I will.
Start
Yeah.
live
It's
streams
coming.
with super chats and fundraising.
Is there good money in it? I don't know.
It's I got to tell you guys, seriously, it's. I'm very interested there, Oshin. I mean, do you see that as a statement? What you've bought there? I mean, that's a very big. I know you play this down, but that's a very big accomplishment to get a solid gold Oysterflex or not. That's a huge amount of money
Yeah.
spent on a.
Yeah.
I mean,
Super
how
chat.
do you,
Super chat.
here we go. Nando Ace $5. Will someone please make a vid reviewing the crappy watches that sponsor YouTubers to help promote them? No offense, Oshin. Producer Mike came to mind.
Why?
Why
Because
would
he
he?
does that eventy stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was talking about Aventi.
Well,
They're so ugly, those watches.
no offense, Ocean, but I think that you did a shitter one. The something fucking air something. What the heck is it? What is
was
it
it?
called? You did a great video on it. The micro brand. You just did it recently, maybe a month ago.
The Zero West?
Zero fucking thing West. Is it? That's a shitter,
Zero
right?
West.
You.
Why is it a shitter? I mean, can we define shitter again for a
I
minute?
don't know. It's just a. Was it promotional video or you actually really like it?
No, I think the story is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I think the watches are cool. I think they're
How
strong
much do they
watches.
cost? Ballpark.
They cost $3,000.
So that's not super cheap.
No.
Not super cheap, no.
Now, mind you, the video was too good for the watch. I think video is better than watch. That's how I feel it.
You think a Tag
Well, the
Heuer
video
would
is
beat
the
out?
story.
Yeah, they should build you a little monument in front of the place where they make that watch.
the video the video is the story.
You know what I'm
The video
saying.
is the
I'm trying to
story.
be polite, okay? It's not easy
I
for me,
feel
but you know what I'm saying.
Do you think this watch would beat out a Tag? I mean, they're similar price points.
No, Tag are amazing. Tag are amazing. But you know what the Zero S guys are doing something new.
How do I
original,
spell the
doesn't
Zero
look
S? Let
like
me call
anything
this
else.
piece of shit up. How do I spell it?
Zero.
And then the letter S.
Z-E-R-O-S. Is that it? Zero.
Yeah, but it'll be
Z-E-R-O.
different. But it'll be different if you watch the videos, Archie.
Yeah.
I mean, I
Well,
made
yeah,
one
that's
recently.
what I'm saying. The video made it.
If you watch the video, you'll get the point of the watch, I think. Because the point of the watch is not really
But let's
about...
hear
First of all...
Archie's first impressions about the
Okay,
watch.
so his first impressions are going to be really
Please,
bad.
guys, I tell you honestly, I'm going to share my screen. I want you
There
to
you go.
help me. I can't even find this thing. Please, please help me find this thing. Would you help me find this? How do I spell it? It's a Z. How does it start? Is number the zero as in 1, 2, 3?
Zero West watch. Put Zero West
Zero
watch.
West. Zero
West, like east,
not
opposite
S.
of east.
Okay.
Well, I thought it
Zero
was-
West.
Oxley State High.
Okay. Ah, this is it.
Yeah.
It's garbage.
Now, there's a bunch of... there's a
Very
bunch
subtle,
of them.
Arch.
That's
Very
it.
subtle.
Fucking hell. This is garbage. Oh, Shane, how fucking...
Actually, that's a nice
Man,
picture. That's a nice picture of it. Can you make that picture bigger? That's a nice picture.
I can see the debate between wearing this.
So
and Daytona.
there's guys saying zero. Excuse me, sorry. There's guys saying zero worth and Zero West equals zero resale. That gives you everything you need to know. It's nothing about the resale. By the way, the only Zero West I ever saw for resale was trading at 800 over list.
tell me this.
Because
Did you get
the
a
watches
Brumont
are
or
extreme.
this? A Brumont or this?
Well, Bremont contacted me after I did the recent video of the Zero S thing because they realized, oh shit, we should be talking to him because he can make videos about the history and all of that.
Yes.
They should have been talking to me the whole time. They were late to to step up to the plate.
Why are they late? In which sense? Like what?
They're late. They should have known. They should have known because I'm out there making videos that.
They never come to me,
So
Bear.
if I'm
never
allowed
come
to
to
speak
me, Bear.
freely,
Well, Arch, I mean,
yeah,
there
but
must be a reason why they don't come.
I
to you.
put 600 hours into my videos. It's a
Yeah.
whole other thing. It's like a BBC fucking documentary. You should watch Archie. Perhaps you haven't gotten around to it, but go back and watch either one of my Zero S videos. Now maybe you'll still say I don't want the watch, but then turn around and tell me that you don't understand why people bought the watch. When I did the S4 watch, that sold out in 3 days, 4 days after I did that video. The watch was sold out.
Archie lost interest.
They only made 100 pieces,
right
but...
What are you doing, Arch? What are you looking at?
It's Brumants.
Brumants.
Oh, Bremont, yeah. They have one that I'm interested in talking about, and that is
Charles and Giles English.
Which one, Ocean? Which one?
The one is about the Codebreaker one, which is all about the Enigma machine and Alan Turing, who was secretly the man who won the war. And I think that's an interesting...
You seen the movie? Have you seen the movie?
I have seen that movie, yeah. It's a beautiful movie. It's a beautiful story.
Yeah, the story is amazing.
Yeah, and Bremont have a watch that's all about that. I'd like to tell that story.
Can we see that? Arch?
This is the Codebreaker here.
Let me go get one of my Zero S watches. That's the Codebreaker, yeah. Look at the back of it. It's interesting. Hang on.
Make it bigger, Arch.
I can't.
He can't bring himself to do it.
So, Arch, what do you think is bigger shitter, Zero West or Bremont? What do you think in your?
Look, I'm not the one with the fucking oyster flex, okay? What would I know?
The main criticism with. Go ahead.
I was just going to say, imagine waking up and debating between which one to wear.
Zero West or Bremont?
Or Daytona.
Daytona, I would probably not have a...
Well, I mean, I would wear this into battle. This thing is a tank. Honestly, I don't wear this because it's actually too special. The back of this watch, if you watch the video, you'll understand why. It's a monument. So I just put it in. It has a flight case. I just leave it there. And there's only 100 of these in the world. They're going to be. I think they only have about 10 left. They're selling out. They were the only brand at the London Watch Show, by the way. The only actual brand, and they sold a bunch of watches.
Mr. Zoso, if we can just touch on his super chat, please.
I have Mr. Zoso, $5. I've met both Paige and Plant, and they were both perfect gentlemen and fun to be with. Jimmy is not a Satanist. Cool. He is a Christian and collects books.
Oh, that's cool to know. Good. Okay. Wasn't he all into Aleister Crowley for years? Isn't that? That's the word on the street anyway. But maybe that's bullshit. Thank you for your information, Mr. Zoso. I'm sure they're probably perfectly nice guys. I'm sure they are.
What do you think about
Jimmy Page? He throws a lot of... No, it's not that. There's a lot of other stuff.
The Undertaker says, Oisin is right. They sell over list.
If you can find them. But the thing about Zero S watches is nobody resells them. That once they're bought, they're kept. They're not about reselling because they're a piece of history. All you need to do is look at the video to understand why.
No, I understand.
I'm not going to give away the game, but there's some very big reasons why these watches are actually pieces of history, and I think it's quite beautiful how they evoked the whole thing.
Look at
the
Archie's
S4
face. Look at Archie's face, please.
Yeah, Archie's like, what? Okay, so Archie, let me tell you something, right, real quick.
I wish I could make
you need to go watch the video, Archie. That dial is based on a thing called a turn slip indicator, which is to be found in a Hawker Hurricane or a Spitfire Mark I or any Spitfire. And a slip indicator is found, there are modern versions of it in all aircraft. It's a very weird and interesting dial. If you're into the aviation thing, it's cool. It's kind of porn. This crown is based on the fire button from those aircraft. And I'm not even going to tell you what that is. I'm not going to tell you. You need to watch the video. I'm not even going to go into it. That's
So
the special. That's the special part right there.
Next time when Ocean comes to the live stream, Archie will watch the video, and he'll be able to properly discuss.
There's two of them. Watch the latest one, the one, the H1 Hawker Hurricane. I think I called it the coolest watch of 2021. Just trying to like give them a bit of a boost. Because it's so interesting and weird and different.
$2. Archie, when are you going to truck driving school? You know how expensive those lessons are?
That would be something. And then do the live streams doing the trucker shows.
Yes. It's sort of... did you ever have dreams to be
We
a
have
truck
another-
driver, O'Sheen?
A truck driver now.
No? Okay.
I know some truck drivers. I have a friend who manages a company in Dublin, and he talks to these truck drivers. They're very, very particular creatures, these truck driver guys, and they, a lot of them are depressed. A lot of them have, their wives left them and stuff. They go out and drive trucks to just get away from the world. We used to order beers. They used to bring us back Belgian beers on one of these trucks. So our friend would order beers for us. We get these Belgian beers for really cheap back to Dublin. So every month we'd get a case of this beer. It was called Bush beer. It was really, really strong. And 1 month we paid, and 1 month it didn't arrive. And we're like, where's our case? And the guy's like, I don't know. I haven't heard from the guy. And all the other orders from other people like us who had ordered beers from around Europe, because his truck was crossing Europe, so he was able to pick up all this beer. They were all waiting for their orders too, and no one heard from this guy. And about 2 weeks later, our friend calls us and he goes, "Oh, he drank it all." This truck driver guy, was driving across Europe. I don't know where he was, Germany, Belgium, Austria, pick a country. He just pulled over on the side of the highway and decided to drink all the beer that was in the back of the truck.
Okay.
So when you pass those trucks on the highway, some of those guys are there for weeks. They've abandoned life. And this guy just went through all the beer. Took him weeks.
And then what happened?
And then he woke up again and then drove home.
Did you get your money back?
No, we put it forward to the next month.
Kevin Araz, $10. Arch, we just came back from the AD after picking up my wife's first luxury watch. We would like to hear your thoughts on the OP36 Tiffany dial.
A big score.
Congratulations. Amazing watch. Amazing
Beautiful.
watch. Goes way over 36. Tiffany,
Yeah.
That's an amazing achievement. Beautiful watch. Beautiful. Absolutely
Big
beautiful.
score.
Probably one of the hottest ladies' watches to have, I'd say.
Mhm.
Nando Ace, $5. Fellas, I actually think the ZW watch from O'Sheen vid is cool. The one that's ugly as sin is the Avanti crap producer Mike.
Oh,
Yeah, that's ugly. That's
Would
ugly.
make
I
cool
agree.
video. Yeah. And
that's
once you see it, $2.
producer Michael and that stupid douchebag Kevin O'Leary.
Ah, yes. He's
Oh,
a
fuck, I hate that
douchebag.
guy. I hate
Yes.
that guy.
O'Sheen, is that 116519LN? He's talking to your Oysterflex. Yes, I think it is, isn't it?
No, it's a 116515. The 19 isn't that the platinum one? The 19, or is it white gold? Let me see what the 19
Well,
is.
just
Is
Google it. Google it fast.
Yeah, I got it.
Where's the Bobby?
Yeah, it's
Bowman
white
when we
gold.
need
White gold is the 19. The
Very
15 is
good.
the rose gold.
Yours is the rose gold.
Yes.
They're all worth it, to be very honest.
Yeah.
with you.
Yes, it's
46
absolutely worth it. Look at the end of my State of the Collection video part 2, and I have the TIE Fighter, the black ceramic one, first. At the very end, I showed the two of them side by side. Make up your own mind.
I gotta say that's a beautiful. I gotta say, O'Sheen, do you find it a statement watch? Like When you're
Yes.
spending that sort of money, did you consider buying an apartment, a cheap apartment in Ireland? What made you say I'm going to get the watch?
I don't know. It's an
You have
impulse.
an apartment in Ireland?
No,
Okay.
I don't want an apartment in Ireland. I want a house in the west of Ireland. Out in
Archie,
Connemara.
before this all ends, I wanted to ask you something. Going back to the London show, I'm curious if people, YouTubers, Romans, and all that, do they ever mention and talk about Archie? Are people talking about Archie in these circles when we start talking and about his videos, about his channel, about him as a persona? I'm just curious how that goes.
I think Archie is an ever-present name in the YouTube watch world, whether you like it or not.
Mhm.
I'm sure most of those guys would not. But no, I'm not sure we had conversations about Archie. No, during that, no. But Jesus, one thing's for sure: if Archie walked into that room during that show, he would
It
have
would
been.
be
He would have been. It would have been
amazing.
a mob. There would have been a
Yeah,
mob.
I
It
think
would have
so
been a
too,
mob.
man.
It would have been like Robert Plant or
There are times
Paul McCartney walking in to a music
exactly.
convention or something. It would have, whether, these other guys are pretty big. Like Nico's got a huge following and stuff.
Yeah,
But
he's a
I don't know,
500,000.
in that room, these are all watch guys. Nico's crowd he's got a lot of watch guys, but he's got a lot of kids who just want to see the dude laugh at, rappers, collections and stuff.
Right.
Archie's kind of like historic, almost mythological character. Had he walked into the
legend.
Archie, you should have got on a plane and come.
I would
My
love
God.
to see Archie do that once. I really, in some type of environment of that nature.
Unannounced would have been amazing.
Oh.
They would have been all over you, but maybe you don't want that. I had to wear a glove because I'm not vaccinated. I was like shaking lots of people's hands. I'm like, fuck.
Once you see it, $2, it's a store of value, Arch, hopefully. No, I agree. It's a great... Do you see that as a big achievement? I mean, let's face it, that's an amazing thing to have purchased.
This watch?
Yes.
It's a grey level.
Yeah, it's grey level, yeah. Sure, yeah. Yeah. It's not cheap.
Do you pinch yourself and say, I can't believe I have this? Do you pinch it yourself and say, that's just amazing?
You know what it is? It's been a slow, steady build. When I got my first Seamaster, it was $1,500. It was the first nice watch I ever bought. It was only a few years ago. I was pinching myself then, going, "Wow, I just spent $1,500 on a watch. What's wrong with me?" Yeah. But then you go slowly up. Had I gone from that to this, then it would have been nuts. I would have thought I wouldn't have slept at night.
But
it's a slow, gradual. On your way up, you go slowly up, and then you wind up at something like this. I'm sure in a couple of years I'll be holding some crazy level Patek and not even really fully aware of what I'm holding.
I don't know if that's really true. I think that watch is always special. I kind of, with Patek, people say, oh, Patek, honestly, the dress Pateks, the sports Rolexes have risen so much that the difference is kind of, a Pepsi these days, you could get a good Calatrava for the price of a Pepsi in the grey market, a steel Pepsi I'm talking about. So,
but if you are talking among the watch enthusiasts, it's a slightly different perception. Patek is still Patek.
Yeah. I got to say, that watch you can never take away from. That is a gorgeous piece.
I think he's at the moment, the wine is in decanter. It's a very expensive wine. He's right now just waiting for wine to breed. And then he's going to be checking the color and everything else. That's where that watch is right now. He's the type of guy that takes a process of enjoyment. And I fucking love that. He knows
Guys,
how to enjoy finer things.
it is crazy though, this thing. Like, you just, I mean, I think that anyone who doesn't even know anything about watches would look at this watch and go, oh my God, that's a thing of beauty. And the camera really doesn't pick it up properly.
No.
No, I thought
No.
it was white gold. To be honest with you,
Yeah,
I
the-
actually.
The camera is not doing it the justice.
Yeah, it's not doing it any justice at all. It's wild looking down at this thing. It's one of those watches that you forget to check the time. You want to see the time, but you look down at your watch and you forget that you wanted to read the time because you see the watch and you go, "Oh my good God, that thing!" It's just the coffee colors, the whole, the luxurious look off it. It's crazy. So, I mean, these are my two new acquisitions, and they're my favorite things. Oh, I have something else that's interesting that I brought back from London, and I'll only show it on the Archie stream.
Exclusive.
Yeah, but I'm only going to show it here. I have to do a big episode on it, but anybody watching, I feel like 100 people came in to watch me talk, and then now they're all gone. So now, fuck you guys, you missed all the best bits. Hang on a minute, I'll get it.
You must admit, Bear, it's a beautiful watch. That Daytona is
of course. But you know what's also beautiful? How he knows how to enjoy it and how he knows how to present it. And his whole level of appreciation.
By the way, they sent me this crazy thing. Have you seen these things? Have you seen these winders?
Wow.
What's a winder? These guys who make them, they sent me one. It's like a winder made like a gyroscope. You seen
and
these
it's actually a nice display of the watch.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, it turns around like this,
Wow.
It has a motor and a light and stuff. Anyway,
that's so
I have
cool.
this thing on here. Yeah, it's kind of nice. Although last night it was running and it was squeaking. I was like, what's that squeaking sound? It's this fucking thing.
Yeah.
I'll show you.
Hobby Bobby Super Chat.
Hobby Bobby, O'Sheen, thoughts on the 116518 Alan, the yellow gold Newman dial. Did you pass on it or was it unavailable?
I wouldn't go for a yellow gold. I'm not crazy about you. I would get a yellow gold sub with the black. I like the yellow gold sub with the black dial, black bezel. That's
I prefer
stunning
that over
watch.
bluesy as well.
Yeah, people love the bluesy. I like the black. But the bluesy is great.
Wow.
Anyway, you know what that is?
Oh, the leaf, the palm.
Oh, the palm dial.
You got that as well.
No, it's not mine. It was lent to me.
Oh, wow.
It was lent to me to do a review.
Have you sent that Bogart watch back?
No, that's still here. I still have to do that full review.
Yes.
I'm going to do that episode like in black and white, and I'm going to be in a bar next to a piano and go.
Can you put it on your wrist, please?
This is 36 mil. It's going to look
I know.
tiny.
That's why I just want to see.
It's going to look like a toy on my wrist.
Yeah, it doesn't look bad.
No, it's too small. It's too small. I can't wait for them to make that in the 40 millimeter. In a 41.
41, Ben. Yeah, 41.
I made a funny video where my alter ego, Lenny, says Palm France. And anybody watching now is very familiar with it if they're watching for me. And they even made T-shirts and everything.
Majority of the people in the chat think that this watch looks good on you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was a time when these watches were the right size, right?
Yeah, I think maybe it's all in our minds.
Might be.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Definitely. Guys, I'm going to wrap this show up in about 5 minutes. Super chat in quick. Last drinks before we close the bar. It's
last call.
Stop everything. Our buddy Timepiece Fund would like to correct. He said he meant whiners, not winners, according to his comment. If I'm reading that right.
Oh, okay.
It's hard to for insecure dudes.
I forgot this one. Timepiece Fund, $5. It's hard for insecure dudes.
Meek blokes, jealous, egoists,
and
And-
whiners who
yeah.
have stage fright to like AC3. If you are sure and humble, you will love Arch. Thank you.
And guess what?
Tighties.
Ocean is a perfect fucking example.
He's a great guy. You're always welcome here, Ocean. Anytime
Thanks.
you're welcome on the stream. Just jump on, and
Thanks.
I'll boot off deadbeats too. Don't worry for you, okay?
You know, I was
No
just
offense.
thinking. I was just
No
thinking, man.
offense,
Like,
Liz.
no, it's yeah. But like, look, dude.
He pisses me off because I've asked him to come on all week. He doesn't come on. The night I get Bear and you on top billing, he wants to jump on. Fuck off. You know, that just really annoys me. I asked him to come on for so long, then he wants to come on when I got, you know how you have a stepbrother who doesn't know how to use the toilet. Like
Yankee Doodle, please. Question for Ocean.
You're just embarrassing. He's like the guy in
Oh, this
Serious
the
Man.
brand.
You know, the
The
guy
brand
who's
is
constantly draining the ulcer.
Astronomia.
You
I
have to
think
pay
it's
your dues.
Astronomia or something.
Yankee Doodle, $2. What brand is that watch winder? I like it.
I think it's Astronomia. I think it's called.
Yeah, I think I might have told them to get faked, but that was a mistake. Okay, we can't win them all.
Oh, maybe not. No, I have to review it first. I don't know if I like it. It squeaks. I don't know. We'll see. It's kind of cool though. It's kind of flashy.
4 minutes to go, guys. It's been a great show, Bear. What do you think?
It's a pleasure to be with Ocean. I enjoyed it as a viewer. I enjoyed it as being with him on a stream.
Well, thanks
Always,
very much. That's very nice.
Listening to you, Ocean. You are interesting gentleman. Oops, sorry.
Very
interesting gentleman.
Yes, he is very interesting and some amazing pieces. It's good to go through your journey to and the thing is, you know, it's not flexing. I think that's a very subtle precious metal type Daytona. It's not about flexing. It's
you know how Ocean flex, Arch?
How's that?
Producing great videos and editing.
Yeah.
That's his flex.
Yeah, Archie needs to go watch a Zero S video now.
Either
one.
Make him do it.
Either one.
Here we go. Here, Mr. Zizo, $2. Lenny Palm France. And Mr. Perpetual, $5.
What is he talking about, Ocean?
Okay, let me find the video.
Ocean is my favorite Rush song is Subdivision. Do you have a particular favorite?
I don't have a favorite, but I love Subdivisions.
Canadians are fucking obsessed with Rush. They think it's the greatest thing ever.
Well, of course. And Rush fans are obsessed with Rush. Let me find the video. You know what it was? It was when Rolex announced their new stuff, and everyone was like, huh? You brought the Explorer back to 36 mil, and you brought out these weird new, like everybody was confused.
Yeah.
Okay, so the video is from 5 months ago. It says the new Rolex 2021 releases Palm Franz, and it has me with the sunglasses and that. Go look at it and have a laugh. It's only a few minutes long. And then you'll get the whole point.
Okie dokie. Okay, guys, I'm going to wrap this baby up. Thank you so much. We will see you tomorrow.
Thanks for having me, guys.
Thank you.